It's that time. Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. Niners talk, Giannis talk, Kings talk, Draymond talk, all the talk. And just to let you know, Nate Littlefield behind the glass, we have our dog segment at 1:30. Our dog segment, which is sponsored by nobody yet, but could be sponsored by you. Give us a call. Give Nate a call. We'll make it happen. As you know, just to let people know what vibe we're on right now. We had our holiday party yesterday, and it was a great time.
It was.
Chris and I are so much on the same page. We both walk in the studio with jean jackets on. I run warm in the studio, so I've taken mine off, but I will put it back on at some point just so people can see on the YouTube, the Sac Chat, can see that we're just on the same wavelength right now, which clearly means we will probably be arguing for majority of the show. Chris Watkins, how are you, good sir?
Good. I was telling you yesterday, after the Christmas party and all those festivities were over, got home, watched tons of basketball yesterday, feel recharged and felt nice, felt good to just kind of not watch Kings for a bit. And it felt like a nice little check out and stepping back and looking at the league from a wider landscape. And boy, oh boy, it was quite the night to watch, because I watched a good handful of those Pacers Bucks minutes. And it got chippy there from the start. You could tell that Milwaukee was trying to prove a point. And it was a really great game, really great night of games, really.
Right. And we're going to talk about the state of the NBA, obviously Draymond Green, everything that's been going on. Cam Newton called Brock Purdy a game manager, among other QBs, so we will get your takes on that as well. Yeah, the Bucks Pacers, I'm pretty early into the game. Giannis gave, because I don't know if Halliburton did anything prior to that, but Giannis gave him that
little chicken wing.
That chicken wing. Yeah. And Halliburton does what NBA players do. He falls on the ground. But I didn't even know what that drama was about. I don't know why Giannis, is he trying to say, hey, y'all think you coming up in the East?
I think so.
And
I think it had to do with the in-season tournament loss, honestly.
That's a great point.
I think it was Halliburton looking at his watch.
That's a great point.
I think Giannis was like, oh, y'all think it's your time? You guys think this is sweet?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you what happens if I really if I were to go Braun mode, this is what it looks like. So,
yeah, and go Braun mode.
He sure did.
He did with 64 points, franchise record, and obviously his own career record. So, we talk a lot about the face of the NBA. We'll get into this more when we talk about the state of the NBA and encompass all of these things. But is Giannis trying to become that guy on social media?
Right.
He's
funny.
He's coming to America.
Really funny.
Shout out Eddie Murphy. And I've tried Oreos for the first time.
Yeah.
He's this funny guy. If he develops that other side, is Giannis, and we've used him a lot for the face of the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't know how the sprinting to the locker room. I don't know if it's giving Isaiah Stewart.
It really was.
Isaiah
Same
Stewart.
sort of charge energy.
I don't know how the league will look at that, but obviously the whole thing was supercharged. And Adam Silver, you know who's busy, right? Who's very busy right now is
Man's
Adam
earning
Silver.
his paycheck right now.
Right now. He's just thinking, man, I'm just trying to chill. It's almost the holidays, and he is not able to chill. But is the obvious answer for this, and for former NBA players talking about it as well, there's no next face of the NBA.
Right.
Austin Rivers has talked about that a lot.
Yeah, I saw that.
But is it obviously Giannis? Is that the easy answer?
I think so, because Jokic obviously has the skill, but the personality, he's a little reserved. I mean, last year during the finals, I think we saw a bit of his exactly. I think we saw a bit of his personality, but that doesn't really lend itself to he's not going to be in commercials or anything like that. Jokic is a super low key guy. Luka's the other option, but I think his approval rating's pretty low from him complaining and. Being in Dallas, it just really he hasn't really taken off.
You just said 3-4 players,
and that's a whole separate conversation.
Don't tell Draymond.
As well.
He's coming after you.
I was thinking that yesterday, too, when Giannis charged the locker room. I was like, there's Warrior fans out there who are like, could you imagine what people would be saying if Draymond charged the locker room like that?
No, he would be exiled.
He would actually be, like, it would be indefinite, like, permanent indefinite.
Yeah, you might have to leave the country.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Silver would somehow pick it out of the country.
Yeah, it would have been like, nah, bro, you actually forget the Pistons. We're going to send you to the Vancouver Grizzlies, bro. Like,
gotta go.
Whenever they come back, that's when you can come back. So, I mean, yeah, I think Giannis probably has the best shot of doing it. He's still super young. Like, he's still under 30. Already has a championship. Already has 2 MVPs, if I'm not mistaken, as a Defensive Player of the Year. He's definitely, if I had to make if I had to put money on a horse, I would probably say Giannis would be my selection for being the next face of the NBA, just because he's got it all. He except for the shooting. I mean, he's got the personality. He's got the physical freak nature. He's also got a great nickname, which definitely plays a factor into it as well. I think Giannis I think he would be a great face too. I think a lot of people are a little bit nervous about, like you said, like a non-American being the face, or even multiple non-Americans being the face of the NBA.
Help me, would that be, just trying to think off the top of my head, that'd be the first time, right?
The
history of the NBA really kind of started with Mike more so, and people can make arguments for prior to Mike.
Right. I mean,
we're talking about universal
Magic,
here.
but I mean,
Magic.
Hakeem Olajuwon was probably the closest, but even that's like he was not Michael Jordan. He was still playing in Michael Jordan's time, and maybe if Mike never came back for those 3 extra rings, who knows? Maybe that would have been the opportunity. But no, I mean, maybe if you could say that summer after the Mavericks won the championship, maybe that was a little brief period in which Dirk, I would not say was the face of the league, but was maybe one of the faces of the league. But yeah, it'll be really interesting. I mean, yeah, it's become, like you said, Austin Rivers made that comment the other day about not thinking that there would be a face of the NBA post LeBron. I think there just won't be an American face, because if you had to pick one, it'd probably be Jason Tatum.
If they win the whole thing, then it could be Tatum.
And like, I mean, I wouldn't count Embiid. I know he just signed for, or whatever you want to call, he just agreed or committed to play for Team USA in the Olympics, but I would consider him a foreign-born player, like a foreign player. So I wouldn't consider that like what you would traditionally consider an American basketball player. So it'd probably be Jason Tatum, but that feels like really far-fetched because he's just so far beyond or behind those other international guys.
Yeah, and he'd have to win, right? Because he's already been to a finals, and I don't think it moved the needle at all. No. And he went up against Steph.
It raised expectations.
Right. And you went up against Steph, who's the other face of the league, so you would think that it would put him more in that landscape. Right. And he's in commercials, but I would say that, again, using the parents.
Got the ruffles, right?
Right, or my mom or whoever, it would be, that face looks familiar, but I couldn't tell you who it is. And there's
Deuce's dad. That's what
Deuce's dad. And there's Kevin Durant, right? They're all kind of part of that older wave that is on the way out. And, if the Suns take care of business, could it be Devin Booker? Could it be? If he has a moment in the finals and he makes a shot and says,
he's got the personality for it too, because he really leans into the whole Kobe Mamba mentality thing. Like, you could try and be the next wave of that.
Who is the Kobe more, right? Jason Tatum or Devin
everybody,
Booker.
right? Or Kyrie, or
Kyrie,
that ship
right?
has sailed, I think, on face of the league for Kyrie.
But that one. I feel fairly confident saying
Kyrie's the face of something else. He's definitely the poster child for something. Yeah, but it's not the NBA.
He is the face. He's the face of something. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, we are breaking down the Giannis drama and the Draymond Green drama. Not trying to spend all show on it because the Kings have a game tonight.
They sure do.
All right. We like talking about the Warriors drama. Right. We like talking about the Warriors drama, but this is the Kings flagship. We're talking Kings.
Talking Warriors drama.
You like to watch, you just want to watch it burn. You're like the Joker when it comes to the Warriors. So we will bask in that, but we got plenty to talk about as it pertains to the Kings and the Thunder. Look, and Frankie reminded me, the Kings beat the Thunder without De'Aaron Fox.
Did they?
That's incredibly impressive, right? I don't know how they did that. So you got De'Aaron in this game. Who's got to step up? We got Herter. Is he back on the hot seat? Keegan Murray's growth. How do the Kings get back on the right track? Do you consider them on the wrong track? And you know what? We've been giving Mike Brown a little bit of flack here. Let's rank the coaches. Where do you see Mike Brown as you compare him to other coaches in the NBA? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. Talking Kings, talking NBA drama. You know that meme. The NBA has gone 0 days without being unnecessarily filled with drama. Yeah. And that's what's going on as you have a battle of the a battle of the feel-good moments. Okay, you have Oscar Tshiebwe, who scored his first official NBA point, because he did score 1 point, a couple points in the in-season tournament,
single point,
final. And you have that versus Giannis, franchise record, career record. Right. You think that this isn't even close in terms of what's more important?
Yeah, absolutely. To me, franchise record, career high is 64 points is absolutely 10 times out of 10, 100 times out of 100, way more important than hitting a free throw at the end of a game for a guy was undrafted. You know, or late second round pick. I can't remember where he ended up going, but
we have all the sound too, and he has a great story. The Pacers went out.
He has a fantastic story.
They reposted his story to say, "Hey, this matters." And I do wonder how often this happens, right? And in baseball, it's different because you change balls so often because of foul balls. Because I'm thinking the chances of, let's say, Aaron Judge hitting, a career-breaking or a record-breaking home run, meanwhile, a guy, a journeyman, not even a journeyman, a rookie gets his first hit in the same game. Chances of that being this, it couldn't be the same ball because Aaron Judge hit a home run. Right. So it would have to be Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit. Right. Versus somebody getting their first hit, and the chances of that being the same ball are probably pretty low. Right. So I think this is
Wasn't Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit also a home run, though?
It was.
Yeah, funny enough. I know what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah,
so
of course.
The chances of that happening in baseball much lower than basketball.
Or even football.
Like
if Tyreek Hill has 5 touchdowns in a game and somebody catches their first NFL catch, it's like, well, I feel like Tyreek Hill should probably get that.
Kind of an interesting situation. How often does that actually happen? Right. So we have all the sound when it comes to the Giannis drama. We will get to that in a bit. We have to talk about Draymond Green because I think that you have a very different, I would say, unique take on this. When I see the word indefinitely, the first thing I think is pretty long, scary, right? Yeah, right, pretty scary. And Sam Amick, friend of the station, and was on with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross just before us, said he thinks it's going to be between
10 to 12 games.
10 to 12 games. Now,
and you can read more about that at SactownSports.com right now.
There you go. Now, I said yesterday I thought it would be between 7 and 10.
Yeah.
But then last night, as I see indefinitely, I thought it would be longer.
Yeah.
So it took a weird way to get there, but that's what the issue with the situation to me was that out of the line for Dray, we talk about the class clown versus the non-class clowns. The line for Draymond is a little bit different to everybody else.
Right.
But because of that, which it shouldn't be, on the egregious meter for Draymond, what actually happened on the court was not as egregious as other stuff.
Sure.
So they really would have had to dig deep. I think that was the issue. If Draymond was looking at him and hit him,
or if he was just straight, just
hitting
him, right,
it would be different. But it did look incidental as far as he wasn't looking. Now, why are you swinging up? Sure, but I think that's the confusing part of this. But you're not buying it. You think it should have been more, and you think Adam Silver is a little charming. I thought frankly it was kind of soft, and I'm kind of going back and forth because I do believe that the route the NBA took is a route that I'm in favor of, in the sense of just in general, they're trying to actually rehabilitate. Like, they're not just trying to punish for the sake of punishment, because you could argue, what does that really solve? Like, and I think they've seen that, they just suspended Draymond Green for 5 games. Clearly didn't have much impact. So at least they're trying to actually give the appearance of trying to solve the root problem. And I condone that. I think that that's a very good stance to take with everybody, criminals or Draymond. Draymond's not a criminal, but I'm saying, with the entire nature of all of it, I think you should always aim to rehabilitate for sure. But yeah, I think that, with this guy's history and the fact that, he's just coming off of a suspension as well for, just repeated incident after incident after incident, protecting his guy. Right. Sure. Whatever you want to say. I just feel like the NBA, I don't understand why they should. I just feel like they should have came out with a definitive number. Like, to me, the indefinite thing just felt like not a cop out, but it just felt like we can't settle on something. So but it is
we'll just kind of do it vibe wise. We'll just say, feels like it's been long enough. We've talked to him. We've talked to Rich Paul. By the way, Rich Paul has his hands all over this, y'all. Don't get it twisted. This is absolutely, it's even in Woj's release of the findings or of the NBA's conclusion that Rich Paul, the NBA, and Draymond are all going to work together.
I have it right here. This is from Woj. This is a tweet from Woj. Draymond Green, Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr., and Green's agent Rich Paul of Clutch Sports are expected to meet today to start discussing a path of counseling and help for Green to move forward, sources said. The league didn't want to put a specific number on the suspension, but allow Green to take the time he might need to deal with challenges he's facing. Sure. My issue is, what is the line to know, okay, now he can come back?
Right. Exactly. What is that? What is the mark of him being rehabilitated?
You're going to ask Nurkic to put his hands on his hips and see how he reacts?
Like, are you going to stress test him? Because that's to me the way of figuring out if this thing's going to happen again, because this is a lot like the Ja situation. If this thing happens again, if Draymond comes back from this indefinite suspension, and then even if it's 30 games down the road, another incident happens that seems to only happen to Draymond, then what happens then? Like, to me, this has to be with the indefinite and if this is, like Sam Amick said, 10 to 12 games or in that range, near that range, well, then you better hope that he never does this again, because after that, to me, that's when you have to put your foot down. I think Adam Silver has been very lenient. He's allowed Draymond, he suspended him for stomping on Sabonis. He didn't suspend Draymond. Let's not forget, Draymond Green did not receive an NBA suspension for punching Jordan Poole. The Warriors barely gave him time. They really just said, go ahead and sit out training camp and you can play game 1. He's been very lenient. David Stern would not have been this lenient. I know this is not David Stern's NBA anymore, far from it. But to me, Adam Silver has now left the door open for I think we all would probably put our money down on when Draymond Green has another incident. It has to me, and I know I just said I want to rehabilitate and not punish, but to me, at that point, you've made us look dumb. We've tried to work with you every step along the way. I'm fine with like 50 games to, even if I think a whole season's out of control, I think that's a way too long of a time. But at what point is it like, depending on what the next incident is, if he hits somebody again, like you're actively like hurting our players, like our product. It's being broadcast the same way that you could say John Morant broadcasted on his Instagram live. Like Draymond's broadcasting on TNT these incidents. Like I don't think that's any better of a look for the NBA than what Ja's doing.
Yeah, and nobody is bigger than the league, and Adam Silver has to show that.
Yeah,
and if this turns out, because they got roasted for the first Ja thing.
Yeah,
I still don't necessarily know that first time around. What did he go to counseling for?
Nobody knows.
What did he go to counseling for?
He left after like a week, if even that.
So at least we know this is about Draymond's anger and things like that. But you got to be careful here, or you will get clowned.
Yeah,
and people are gonna not take you seriously.
Get that clown wig ready.
I got the clown wig.
We got the clown wig
Adam
ready
Silver,
right here. Okay.
You see this on the YouTube, the Sack Chat? Adam Silver, don't let this be you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got to be 10.
Got a nice, perfect bald head to put that on,
right.
okay?
Don't let this be you, all right? 916-339-1140. JR, got about 30 seconds. What you got for us, JR?
Hey, Feliz Navidad. What's fun? So they should definitely suspend him for more than indefinite and take his accomplice with him. I mean, if Curry's going to be right next to him on the court, he needs to serve some games. He's an influencer. I mean, his Subway commercials suck. His friggin' State Farm commercials suck. So bring him down. In fact,
he's not even in the State Farm commercials anymore, JR. That's like 5 years ago.
Well, I feel like I turn on the channel and I always see is that guy's lame face. Talk about not being a face of the NBA anymore.
Yeah.
Him and McHomie from Kansas City need to be decommissioned, relegated, sent down to the right league.
Here. Thank you, JR.
Hey, I love you, boys. Bye-bye.
I love you too, JR.
Thanks, JR. Got to get to a break. When we get back,
I'm all for it.
Chris will lead us through all of the whole situation.
Yeah, how we got here
with Giannis and that drama. Chris will lead us through everything. If you didn't catch everything from the beginning, Chris will lead us through that. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
A holiday message from Jackson Hewitt.
'Twas the yikes before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, except Larry. See, the stockings weren't hung by the chimney with care, 'cause Larry's wallet was empty with no time to spare. So he went to Jackson Hewitt for a holiday loan, got money so fast he rejoiced and went home. Avoid the yikes before Christmas. Go to Jackson Hewitt before it's too late. Get up to $1,000 fast, minus the wait.
Early refund advance offer to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $30 on the GTA 26 battery-powered garden pruner. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $149.99 was $179.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks. so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136138.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. and the battle of the feel-good stories. What's more important? Chris thinks it's not even close.
It's
your
not.
First NBA points, okay, your first NBA points, or you have broken a personal record, a career record, and you also
franchise
broke a
record.
franchise record.
The same franchise that had one Luell Cinder, one Oscar Robertson. Like, there's been some historic Milwaukee Bucks in their time.
Hold on. Okay. Oscar Tshiebwe, this is from the Pacers, what we mentioned.
Yep.
Moved to the United States from the Republic of Congo.
Yes, sir.
As a teenager to pursue his basketball dreams after starring at Kentucky and being named the unanimous player of the year.
Yes, he was.
He went undrafted in this summer's NBA draft. Must not have had a high ceiling.
He did not.
That's how
He's
they
got credit
feel.
card hops.
Okay. And tonight he realized, this is last night, he realized his dream of playing in the NBA and scored his first career points.
With an asterisk.
The Pacers are kind of trolling a little bit.
They definitely are.
Right. And of course, this blew up. Right. And, does that move you? Does that change your mind at all?
No.
Now you hear his story.
I knew his story already. I was very aware of Oscar Tshiebwe, who was the Naismith National Player of the Year as a junior
heard
at
his
Kentucky.
story.
Absolutely.
Now give him the game ball.
No, absolutely not. Are you kidding? Like, it's fine and we're gonna break it down, and I can. Rick Carlisle later says there was an easy solution to all of this, and it's funny that it even escalated to the point that it got to.
I do think it's funny that it was in Milwaukee. That the Pacers would just say, we don't care.
No, it is a little bit of a home court activity, is it not? To be like, hey, have one of our game ops people go grab the ball real quick.
They finessed that.
They kind of did. And especially because in that moment in time, probably not everybody's thinking, let's collect the game ball. It's kind of a different level of pettiness to literally, and this is quite literally a thing that people joke about, taking your ball and going home.
Right.
That's what the Pacers did. They were like, no, you know what? You were mean to us.
Yeah.
It's my ball. You can't have it.
You chicken winged Halliburton. Okay. And we have this story, and it's more important. Does anybody disagree with Chris? Think that the
It's
first
64.
career points
Come on.
more important than the career high and franchise record? All right, take us through what happened.
Okay, so let's start off with going a couple days back when the in-season tournament, quarterfinal, semifinal, whatever, and I never know what the difference is between those two. The final four of the in-season tournament, where the Indiana Pacers took on the Milwaukee Bucks. We all remember it was a fantastic game. Many are calling it the Tyrese Halliburton coming out party. We did many segments about it, and yes, it ended with Tyrese Halliburton taking a step back three, hitting it, pretty much sealing the game, and then looking at his wrist, emulating, mocking, some would say, the Damian Lillard Dame time celebration where Dame hits his wrist.
Yeah.
Dame in the post game was like, it's cool. I'm going to take it as a sign of respect. In those moments, though, you need to be humble.
Which
okay?
I
Because
still don't understand what he was saying.
I don't either. It kind of sounded like he was Liam Neeson in him a little bit, where it's like, I have a very particular set of skills. I will find you.
Yeah.
And I will ball on you. And it was a little strange. And I think Dame even said, like, hey, man, you never know. Next time we play, like, it could come back around quickly. So you just never know. Be humble in those moments. Nothing about nothing. I think they're all happy. All's good. That's also the second time the Pacers have beaten the Bucks this season, which is definitely a big statement for the Pacers this year.
Dame has been bad.
And Dame hasn't been
We can discuss that in a different
story for a different day. Now, brings us to yesterday. As you mentioned, game starts, and it was a little clear that Giannis was trying to set the tone early. In that first quarter, you mentioned he chicken winged Halliburton a little. Definitely put a little something, little extension.
Right.
It was not nothing.
Yes.
He definitely, gave him a little bit of a nudge. Halliburton falls. I think he looks up to him and says, "What the hell was that?"
What? Because it was just somebody
regular.
scored a basket.
Yeah, I think Tyrese laid it in or something, like super regular, and Giannis took that opportunity to just kind of nudge him. And I think that was seriously him saying, like, this is not like you're going to be in for 48 minutes here of me. Like, I'm going to be a physical presence today, and you're going to feel it the entire day. And that's pretty much what happened. Giannis goes crazy. It was pretty muted for, I wouldn't say muted, but it was a normal Giannis going off performance for about 3 quarters there. And then things kind of heated up in the fourth quarter. Aaron Nesmith at the start of it tackled Giannis to the ground, wrapped him around, threw him to the ground. Bobby Portis gets Bobby Portis mode. His eyes start getting huge, looking like the Squidward meme and everything. And then Giannis just goes to another level. And then at that point, the start of the fourth quarter, the Bucks are up 15, maybe even 20 at that point. So, it was the Pacers definitely feeling a way about getting killed after making a statement that they felt like they made. Point is, game goes on. Bucks end up, throttling the Pacers by 25 points. They put in the bench. Bench actually makes it pretty close. They turn it to 10. They check Giannis back in. That's when Giannis has like 15 points in the last 3 minutes of the game, breaks his career high, breaks a franchise record. And then he sits at 64 points. Giannis he gets a big dunk, 64 points, career high, franchise high, all that. They take Giannis out again with about a minute to go. Oscar Tshiebwe then hits the free throw. That is the fabled free throw that brings us to the end of this game, where immediately after the final whistle, of course, all the cameras are on Giannis, career high again, storied franchise. And you see Giannis talking, kind of yelling a little bit. And then you just see him take off like Isaiah Stewart. He was off to the locker room. And everyone's like, this is terrible. Like, what a terrible note to end such a historic night on. And no one really knows what's happening until after the game, when we kind of get clarity on everything. And, you see reports from Chris Haynes and I think Woj put something out as well that this was all about the game ball, but we really didn't have good clarity until everybody stepped up to the podium. Do we have Rick Carlisle? We have Rick Carlisle? So this is pretty much when we actually got full clarity on what had happened or what seems to have happened. Here's Rick Carlisle.
Happened after the game was unfortunate. there's a misunderstanding about the game ball. It was Oscar Tshiebwe's first official NBA point, so we always get the game ball. We were not thinking about Giannis's franchise record. So we grabbed the ball, and a couple of minutes later, several of their players ended up in our hallway, and there was a big I don't know what to call it, a fracas, melee, whatever.
Fracas.
I don't think any punches were landed, but my general manager got elbowed in the ribs by one of their players. And so he certainly has a bruised rib, and who knows, if it's anything more than that. But unfortunate situation. We don't need the official game ball. There's 2 game balls there. We could have taken the other one, but it didn't need to escalate to that.
So that now brings us to this. There's now a question of, okay, did Giannis get the game ball back then? Because as Rick Carlisle points out, which I had no idea, there's apparently 2 game balls, and obviously Giannis is looking for the game ball that they actually played with. And
Ballgate. It's turning into Ballgate.
Yes, this is turning into Ballgate for sure. And so after the game, this is where the drama gets stirred up yet again. We thought we had it all figured out. As Rick Carlisle said, they got him a ball eventually. And so after the game, reporters, the Milwaukee reporters asked Giannis, are we good? Did you get the ball? Is everything settled? Here's what Giannis had to say.
Can you confirm that you have the game ball from tonight?
I have no idea. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I have the ball, but I don't know if it's a game ball. It doesn't feel like the game ball to me. It feels like a brand new ball. I can tell. From I played 35 minutes today. I know how the game ball felt.
And that's what you thought they had the game ball. That's why you ran after them in the tunnel.
I knew they had the game ball. I didn't think they had the game ball. I knew they had the ball.
So now there's controversy of Giannis has a ball, but we don't know if that's actually the official game ball that was used. If you look on Twitter, I'm sure it's on YouTube now, you can look up, there's full video breakdowns of people looking at the final whistle of the broadcast and seeing apparently a Bucks assistant coach collected the ball after the game. Like as the final shot went up, he was already on the floor ready to receive the ball. Okay. So there's clearly something that happened between the Bucks assistant getting the ball and then, I don't know, maybe like a minute later, they cut to another scene that has Tyrese Halliburton with a ball underneath his arm. And later, Giannis runs
the same ball or a different ball.
Nobody knows. And so that's the question is which
absurd.
Is which ball? Who has which ball? Was there a switcheroo? There's also audio from the locker room of Pacers saying, don't give him the ball. Don't give him the ball. Don't give him the, nah. And it's an absolute mess right now, apparently. And then there's just a side note here. Apparently there's a GM that's got busted ribs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just absolute mayhem. We still don't know if Giannis has the right ball or not. But the greater thing that I took out of all of this, including the Draymond Green thing, the NBA is the best. It's just the absolute best. It does not get better than this. This is like, television writers could not script something as incredible and as trivial and as frankly as stupid as what this is.
Yeah, it's almost an SNL skit.
It really is.
That's what it feels like. Got to get to a break. We have to react to everything we just heard. Got to get to a break. Casey, we see you. We will get to you after this quick break from our sponsors, which you could also be for our dog segment. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles the man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Oh, I love this restaurant. Glad we got a table quickly. What does that sign say? Caution, wet floor? No, right next to it. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. Huh, I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone for the life of your garden. The 49ers keep on winning this holiday season, sporting a 5-game win streak since the bye week. San Francisco took care of Seattle in Week 14, 28-16. Quarterback Brock Purdy had a career high in passing yards last Sunday, throwing for 368 yards. The Red and Gold are now the first team in the NFL to clinch a playoff spot this season, currently holding the number 1 seed in the NFL.
Celebrating over a century as a family-owned business, EB Stone has gathered invaluable insights into nurturing plant growth. Venture into indoor planting with EB Stone's Edna's Best indoor and outdoor potting soil. Watch your little plants flourish into ideal indoor companions for the whole family to relish during the holidays. EB Stone's indoor and outdoor potting soil is a meticulously crafted blend of essential ingredients. Your plants will thrive both indoors and outdoors. Trust EB Stone for the entire lifespan of your garden. Explore more gardening tips, products, and find nearby locations at ebstone.org. Wishing you a season filled with joy and flourishing greenery. Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Well, hello there. It's Santa Claus, and I'm checking my list to see who's been naughty or nice.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Santa. About that list, I've been a little bit naughty this year.
Oh, my. Naughty boys get a lump of coal in their stocking, you know.
Yeah, lump of coal. But guess what, Santa? Elk Kia came to the rescue.
Elk Grove Kia? What do they have to do with your naughty deeds?
Well, Santa, they gave me a great deal on a new Kia, the highest-rated mass-market vehicle in J.D. Power's U.S. dependability study.
What?
No lump of coal for me this year, old man.
A Kia, you say?
Yeah,
Well, what about your challenged credit?
Well, Santa, unlike you, Elk Grove Kia doesn't judge guys like me. They looked beyond my troubled past and still sold me a fine new Kia. Look.
Well, I never...
Sorry, Santa, but Elk Grove Kia has your sled beat this year. So while you're busy with the lumps of coal, I'll be cruising in style in my new Kia.
Okay, I suppose Elk Grove Kia is on the nice list this year.
Naughty or nice, Elk Grove Kia believes everyone deserves a second chance. Elk Grove Kia, spreading joy one car at a time in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com.
Sports. Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m., getting you ready for Kings Thunder. At some point, Nate, we got to come back with the Lightning and the Thunder. I mean, we have to. It's just how it works. As we talk the drama last night in the NBA, from Draymond Green suspension to Ballgate with Giannis and Oscar Tshiebwe, the battle of the feel-good stories, the battle of the records, right? And what is more important as we get to Casey, who's been hanging on throughout the break. 916-339-1140 if you want to be a part of the conversation. And by the way, all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What's up, Casey? What you got for us on Sactown Sports, Stiles and Watkins?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. What you got?
So I just want to talk about Giannis. First of all, I got to disagree with Chris. I think your first NBA point, especially for a guy who's not going to have many chances to get a game ball, is way more important than this ball for Giannis, who you never even know if that record might get broke tonight by Dame Lillard. Who knows? But I'm embarrassed for Giannis, to be honest, because if you Google Giannis doesn't care about, you'll see video after video of Giannis saying, I don't care about winning the MVP. I don't care about stats. I don't care about the scoring title. And all of a sudden he breaks a record and he's running after a ball in the tunnel like someone just stole his kid.
Yeah.
And to me, it was an embarrassing look. Like you act like you don't care about anything but titles, and now you're running after a ball. To me, it was weak, and I think the other guy should have got the ball.
No, thanks for the call, Casey. Thanks for the call. Was this a bad look for Giannis? I don't think it was a good. It's definitely not a good look.
Good look for
it's
sure.
It's not a good look. You can't be sprinting up and down. I mean, to me,
and I can't criticize Draymond for his antics and then say again, because if Draymond does this, it's DEFCON 5. Like everybody's freaking out.
Casey did make some good points. And I do think that it goes to, we talk about the athletes and how they say all the athletes speak, and talking about is one thing and being about it is another. I think it was more about maybe Giannis's career record more so than the franchise, which to Casey's point could be broken, but this is Giannis's and maybe Giannis breaks it. But for now, it's his. So
he also said he wanted to give it to his mom. He also said in his post-game press conference, he didn't even get the game ball after game 6 of the NBA finals where he had 50 points in a closing.
Clearly that bothered him.
It did. No. And I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't have an issue with him saying, I don't care about these things, but at the same time, like, you can still acknowledge them along the way. It doesn't necessarily mean that you hold the same value of it as a title. You can say, I don't care about scoring. LeBron says all the time, I don't care about scoring, but he's still the all-time points leader. Like, if anything, it just says, if that's what it takes to get the win, then yeah, for sure.
But with that being said, do you think that Giannis did too much? Or do you understand where
I mean, he could have definitely been a lot more measured in how he went about it, for sure. But at the same time, stupid games win stupid prizes. Yeah. I think the Pacers were being super petty, and it was a really big night for Giannis. Like, it was a massive performance.
But do we even know how much of this was just maybe Giannis not giving the Pacers of the benefit of the doubt because of the antics throughout the game? You even brought up was a hard-ish foul on Giannis, and Thanasis was doing the holding back. He looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous.
He held himself back.
It was crazy. Come on now. You're finally getting some actual minutes, and you're going to fight someone. And it's cringe to me. I think that Giannis did a little bit too much, and I know somebody's probably typing right now in the Sac chat or on the text line, well, you don't know how it feels to have a career record in an NBA game. Well, no, I don't. Right. But I do know that as an up-and-coming face of the league, you cannot be blinded with rage.
Yeah, not like that.
And do things. I mean, the funniest thing that LeBron has done off the top of my head was the Celtics last season.
Going to his
knees, which is also ridiculous and a bad look in a different way. But as we're talking about temper tantrums, you can't have somebody is I don't want to go there.
He also, really didn't give the Pacers time to maybe
tell
him. Like,
how did he I think he just assumed, right?
How did he connect those dots so quick?
There's no way. I think he assumed that they were on some clown stuff, and here you go.
Yeah,
people were like they were on some clown stuff. The Pacers were. So Giannis just took off and said they're trying to play me.
Yeah,
they're not going to play me like that, and he takes off. And scenes like that. Bad for the league, man, and I don't want to go there, but I feel like I have to, and I got to say it. I mean, as a black man, right? I mean, the idea of just a lot of things that we have kind of struggled with, and just the rage and the temper. You got Draymond going, and it's what is it, 80% black the NBA is, or something like that, and just the scenes of just someone holding this large black man back. It's just a bad look.
Right.
I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely is. And, that's a whole separate segment that we could definitely.
I feel like it's just staring me in the face, and I'm thinking I don't want to go there. But it's just, if somebody turns on SportsCenter, right, and they see Giannis, they're going to think, well, what the heck happened? I think, to Casey's point, did someone call Giannis the N-word? Did someone steal Giannis' child? And then you like from the stadium, from the arena, and then somebody says, no, he thinks that he doesn't have his game ball. They're going to say, come on now.
Wild. Yeah, that's pretty wild. It's definitely an overreaction.
That clip
for
is
sure.
insane.
1,000%. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was not, I don't necessarily condone his actions, but I do. Again, I think it was incredibly entertaining. I love it from an entertainment standpoint, but definitely when you bring the human side into it,
it's just very real.
It's a really bad look, and he definitely could have dealt with it a whole lot better. That you could have sent somebody into their locker room and done it yourself. He then came out as well and started yelling at Tyrese Halliburton in his face, like, go in there and get the ball.
Is that after he?
That's after. So after he runs into the locker room, makes this big scene. Like I said, Pacers are like, don't give him the ball. Don't give him the ball. Whatever. Don't give him the ball. Giannis then runs back out onto the floor, and Tyrese Halliburton and I believe Lloyd Pierce, who's an assistant for the Pacers, are explaining to Lillard and Middleton about the situation. And they're just saying, we got a ball to give to Oscar Tshiebwe. And as they're explaining that to Lillard and Middleton, Giannis runs out, completely interrupts their conversation, and just screams in Tyrese's face, go get the ball. Go get the ball. Yeah. Go in the locker room. Go get your boys and get the bleep, 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 bleep ball. And dude freaked out. I mean, there's a lot, but I mean, he definitely could have handled himself a million times better. But it's clear that, I mean, also, and this does play a factor into the Draymond thing as well. I think sometimes, and I'm not excusing either of their actions, but it is like a highly competitive atmosphere that they're in. And like, I think sometimes, especially when you're having crazy performances like a 64-point game, you're clearly juiced up. Like not in terms of steroids, but I mean, like, you're clearly, the adrenaline's on 20. You know, the Pacers have just straight disrespected you in your eyes twice now. Yeah, you were trying to make a statement, and I think his emotions were already on 10, and it just kind of spilled over to the post game when, I think he just felt over emotional. And I'm not condoning it, but I think that sometimes we forget that these guys are in a very machismo environment, in a very competitive environment with a ton of other grown men who are also all trying to compete to win that night. And sometimes that is going to lead to emotions getting to unstable levels.
Well, and that's the question, right? Does Giannis react like this if it happens against a different team?
Right.
I think not.
Probably not. No, I would almost guarantee not, actually. Yeah. There has to be history there. Because honestly, it's tough to say because Giannis does have a couple incidents of this. He also knocked out Mike Dunleavy Jr. early in his career.
No, there are a lot of people that think Giannis, there are compilations and people talking about Giannis being a bit of a dirty player.
A little bit.
And gets away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He had that beef with James Harden. Yeah. So Giannis, like I said, he goes on social media and he's trying to Twinkie for the first time, and it's the best thing. But Giannis has an interesting side to him.
He definitely has a history.
And the optics of just literally galloping towards the locker room. Yeah.
And no one's stopping him.
Nobody.
There's no holding back.
You
Giannis.
couldn't pay me.
No.
I work for Landmark. No. How much do I get paid? No, that's on y'all.
Yeah, you can't.
Go get the Nassus. Where was the Nassus?
That's what he's there for,
Where
right?
was the Nassus? No, other teams wanted him. Other
Allegedly,
teams wanted
according
him.
to Woj.
According to Woj. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, Draymond Green and trades. Bleacher Report very quickly has put out an article with realistic trade destinations. And is it crazy if Sacramento is on that list? We'll find out if it is. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BC. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee. It's our way of giving back and making a difference in the lives of local children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves. All toys will benefit Children's Hope, a wonderful local foster charity right here in Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530-GOOD-AIR to schedule your appointment, or book online at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Happy holidays from the Good Guys family. License number 1057-618.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill is turning me into a pro. Napoleon Grills has features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills. Now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories for the holidays.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Chryslers Wrap Up the Year sales event?
This month, you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs. With over 600 new Ram trucks available, your perfect new truck is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Plus, no payments for 90 days.
And what about those brand new Dodge Hornets everyone's talking about?
This month, you can lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT plug-in hybrid for only $199 a month for 27 months. That's over $5,500 in total savings.
Now's the best time to get the vehicle you need at Hoblet. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,500 total net savings after 10,261 factory rebates and 6,239 dealer discount. Sample VIN 699991. Rebates include 1,000 case equipment cash. Must have purchased qualifying case equipment from authorized dealer and 500 first responder cash for members of eligible first responder association only. No payment for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 5,500 total net savings after 2,000 factory rebates and 3,500 dealer discount. 27-month lease with 3,995 due at signing plus tax and license fees on approved credit through Ally Financial. 7,500 max miles per year, 25 cents per mile for excess miles. 20 each net savings.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Giannis drama, Draymond drama. Kings got a game, though, against the number 2 seed in the West that they've already beaten. They shot the lights out, and you're going to have to do it again because this team is continuing to improve, the Thunder. And I like this matchup, Chris, because we get another Kentucky battle.
Yep.
Another Kentucky battle, and a guy who, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a lot of people are starting to crown him. You want to crown him, and De'Aaron Fox should have some things to say about that. I think it's going to be a great point guard matchup and a great matchup in general. Let's get to Draymond Green and the Bleacher Report article that you are introducing, where they talk about realistic trades for Draymond Green. As I look over and I see, a couple stations in the Bay, still on my timeline, of course, and they're asking the question, has Draymond played his last game in Golden State or for the Warriors?
Wow.
So let's see what the realistic, in quotation marks, trades are for Draymond Green. And Sacramento, 916-339-1140. Do you want him? You get a Draymond Green that has been through, he will be through counseling and he's figured his stuff out. Do you
fresh
want
start,
defensive tenacity, fresh start?
Maybe he'll be on his best behavior. I don't know why you would believe that, but maybe. Who knows?
Just imagine, close your eyes, Draymond and Sabonis holding hands, winning games.
Imagine what those limbs could do for you.
And they're on your side now.
Exactly.
They are not swinging at you. They are swinging for you.
Exactly.
All right, Chris, let's hear the trades.
So this is from Andrew Bailey at Bleacher Report. They waste no time getting these. I guess you can kind of call these clickbait articles out. So they were really quick to get this out. Draymond Green, realistic trades. Let's go through them as written in the article. The first one is to the Dallas Mavericks. And I think the interesting conversation before we get into any of these teams specifically is just in general, I think there has to be a certain level of desperation, would you say, for any team to bring in Draymond Green? Like there has to, because there's going to be a scale of how much is he going to help versus how big of a risk it is, right?
Draymond Green, and you have Kyrie and Luka. Are you kidding me? That sounds awful.
Exactly. But you could also argue they're already so deep into it that it's like you kind of already got into the Kyrie business.
Yeah.
Why not, why not double down, essentially? It's definitely an interesting question. And the trade proposal that they put on Bleacher Report, Draymond Green for Grant Williams, former Sacramento King Richaun Holmes, in a second-round pick for Draymond Green to go to the Dallas Mavericks. And like you said, pairing him up with Luka and Kyrie definitely would be interesting. I don't know.
I mean, Grant Williams is like the Safeway Select Draymond Green.
Pretty much.
So
pretty much.
I think the Warriors would say, sure. Why not? Who else are they getting?
They are getting Richaun Holmes, who is, just a solid backup center. He'd probably do pretty well in Golden State, runs the pick and roll really well. And I think Richaun is somebody who's really hungry for minutes. So I think Golden State would actually be a really good situation for Rashawn. And Grant Williams is, like you said, he's pretty much like a Safeway Select version of Draymond. They could probably get
shout out Safeway.
Yeah, shout out Safeway. Great, fantastic, fantastic establishment. But you're probably getting like 30-40% of what you get out of Draymond out of Grant Williams, but you're getting probably like 10% of the headache.
Corner threes
is nice, and he's a big body. You can figure something out there. The next team, very interesting as well, and also involving a former Sacramento King, Draymond Green to the Indiana Pacers. Does that interest you? The proposed deal, Draymond Green for Buddy Hield and Jalen Smith.
Why are they always trying to move Buddy?
Because everybody's trying to move
let
Buddy.
Buddy chill.
No, nobody wants Buddy. That's
By the way,
is.
Chris found audio, and I don't know that Twitter handle finds all this audio.
They do.
Leaked
Legends
audio,
or something?
Legends.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get this stuff, but
no idea.
You talk about finding a lane. There are so many lanes you can find these
like
days.
the John Boy lane of like finding the audio and like being able to caption it.
Exactly. So you have the Pacers saying, don't give him the ball. And very distinctly you can see, because they have subtitles, Buddy Hield saying, don't give him that ball.
Don't give him that ball. He don't need that ball. Don't give him that ball.
And now you're trying to get Buddy out of here.
Now they're trying to get Buddy out of there, as they've been trying to do since they got him, really. It's interesting. You throw Buddy in with that shooting backcourt. You could see how maybe that could intrigue them. Their defense would just be terrible. Jalen Smith is interesting. He's a stretch center.
Buddy might be a better shooter than Clay now.
I think so. I don't think that's crazy at all. I mean, Buddy's like always one of the most prolific 3-point shooters in the NBA. Definitely not the most efficient, but you could definitely see how that could work in Golden State for sure. Cleveland Cavaliers. I think this is the one that makes the least sense for the team acquiring Draymond in terms of what they're sending out. This is Cleveland Cavaliers. And by the way, this is all from Bleacher Report, having 5 realistic trades for Draymond Green. The Cleveland Cavaliers will send Jared Allen, which seems like a little bit too much talent, and Sam Merrill, who's also, funny enough, a former Sacramento King, for Draymond Green and a top 5 protected 2027 first-round pick. What do you think about that?
I don't think that the Cavs
that would be trying to actually turn Draymond into like a – that's not just sending Draymond off to send him out of there like those other 2 ones are. That's a little bit more of a talent acquisition.
Right.
I think this actually starts to bring up the question of what is Draymond's value?
Right.
With his contract and with his antics.
Think the Cavs do that. I think the Warriors might do that, because a lot of people in Warriorville, as much as Kevon Looney has been able to stifle, Sabonis, there are a lot of people that said, all right. I think the Kevon Looney experiment or the Kevon Looney era might be coming to an end. So I think the Warriors wouldn't be against doing that, but I don't see the Cavs doing that.
It doesn't make any sense for Cleveland in my eyes. Not going to spend too much time on this one because I hate them. Los Angeles Lakers, Draymond Green for Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes. Whatever. I mean, that's
Rui
just
those two.
Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes.
Rui Hachimura has been through a couple different injuries this season, but he was rolling during the playoffs. And those are 2 guys that I think the Warriors could use. They get younger, and everybody has been trying to get Draymond to the Lakers for his king, LeBron James, for the longest. And a lot of people think that Draymond has been a double agent Trojan horsing Steph Curry's career, sent by Clutch to keep Steph Curry from surpassing LeBron James. He made sure that they wouldn't get the title of best team ever. Okay. He punched Jordan Poole, got him out of there.
KD out of there.
KD out of there as well. And now he's continuing to sabotage Steph Curry.
Yep.
It'd be your own man.
Appreciate you, Draymond. So that would definitely be interesting, but not nearly as interesting. And I'm sorry to do this as we're heading to a break, but ladies and gentlemen, in Bleacher Report's 5 realistic trades for Draymond Green, included is your Sacramento Kings. And you know what?
Let's hear it.
Boy, oh boy, is this an interesting trade for Kings fans.
Okay.
You want to talk about putting your money where your mouth is, Alan Stiles. Again, Bleacher Report's 5 realistic trades for Draymond Green. Sacramento Kings send out for Draymond Green Harrison Barnes, JaVale McGee, and 2 second-round picks for Draymond Green.
Do it. I'm doing that. I don't know why the Warriors
I'm having a
would do
meeting
it.
about it for sure.
I don't know why the Warriors with 2 second-round picks.
2 second-round picks, JaVale
Kings
McGee
gotta
and
do
Harrison
it.
Barnes.
You got to do it. There's no way the Warriors do that, though.
The 4 years, $100 million is
Even
still
though I just
staring
tried to
at me in
send,
the face.
I just tried to send Harrison and JaVale to
That's what I'm saying.
Kings just for Andrew Wiggins, though.
That is true.
Who
That's
has
true.
more
I'd
value,
much
even
rather
though
have
he's been
Andrew
stinking
Wiggins.
up the joint.
Yeah.
Than Draymond. I'm doing that. I'm doing it.
I'm having a meeting. I don't know if I end up pulling the trigger.
Beamer, Beams,
We'll
or
talk about
Beamley. Heck no. I'm doing it.
I'm considering it, but I still feel like that dollar figure is way too much. You still got to pay Draymond 3 more years after this at $25 million per year. Yeah. And then that also might mean like you might not be able to re-sign everybody. I don't know how that would impact the Malik Monk re-signing, if at all. But it definitely would hamper how you could build out your team in total. And then you still have the question. I mean, it would be great in the sense of if it works out well for you, would it not be awesome to have that hanging over the Warriors?
Right, but yes. But if you look at the contracts, though, is it really because you're getting what? JaVale's making $2 million or something?
$2 million. You're moving
and
off of Harrison's,
which is like
3 for it's like 354 or something like
so
that. Yeah,
yearly, I don't think it's
not. It's
that
it's
much
like
more.
$8 million more.
I'm doing it.
Like I said, I'm having a meeting. If I'm Monty, I'm meeting with Wes. Maybe I'm talking with Mike Brown saying, hey, like I know you spent a lot of time with Draymond in Golden State. Do you feel like you could rehab this situation? And, you know, at the end of the day, I think it would probably come down to if Mike Brown gives it a very solid stamp of approval, I would think about it. I would definitely think about it.
Monty. Do it. Got to get to a break. When we get back, somebody on the text line is using a particular word to describe the Kings. Are we there yet? We'll talk about it. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Catch the Kings tonight on Sactown Sports.
Monk starts left, goes right, up and down, move to the rack. Oh, what a drive to the basket.
It's the Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at 7 on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
You own a truck because you want to get the job done right. Truck Smart is your work truck headquarters. For over 35 years, they've been outfitting trucks for leading construction firms, service providers, and municipalities in the region. Truck racks, toolboxes, lighting, commercial shells, rhino lining, they've got it all. And their expert installers will get it done right the first time. So visit the truck experts at Truck Smart today with locations in Rockland and Auburn. They'll make your truck your favorite tool. Trucksmart.com.
We are toasting the new year in style with country star Tyler Rich at Gold Country Casino Resort.
There's a difference between
Special guest, the Chain Slack Band, will warm the crowd up. We are counting down to midnight with Tyler Rich. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com for the biggest New Year's Eve party around.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Up to 2 p.m. Nate Littlefield behind the glass for us today, doing a great job as always. Talking Kings, talking Draymond. Bet you didn't see this one coming, Sacramento.
Definitely not.
No, we're not just going to bag on Draymond, but we're going to talk about getting a new Draymond.
Yeah.
A calm Draymond. Yeah. A Draymond who's been through therapy.
Yes.
Draymond. And by the way, I guess I should say this, right? With how, people and mental health has been at the forefront, we're not, I guess one thing that we should discuss, not that I think either of us know, when you talk about counseling and how important mental health has become as being put at the forefront, do you think Draymond Green is, we have Kevin Durant saying, the first night Nurkic said that brother needs help, right? You have Kevin Durant who played with him for 3 seasons saying, I hope he gets the help he needs.
He said he was not like that when I was there.
Right.
Which is
was
kind of
not
a
like
slight
that.
shot.
Right. When he was there. And I'm not that we can really speak on it because we don't know, but is this just a temper thing? Do you think Draymond really has some demons that he's working with? Because we have these questions, and just yesterday, you'll have people very similar to the Giannis thing. Hey, it's the height of competition. So have we just passed that line with Draymond because it's happened so often? Or could it be, if you put somebody in a situation like that who might, put somebody that has a bad temper, right? Now give them athleticism and the ability. We've seen this before, right? And I would think that there are some OGs out there that might be saying, back in my day, we had X player, Y player. They didn't go to counseling. You just figured it out. So I am curious people's thoughts on the league stepping in and saying, hey, we think you have something going on and you can't play until you get your stuff right.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that I think that really I definitely think he can get help. I don't think he's like past the point of any return. I would just use Ron Artest as the example. I mean, I think Ron Artest is somebody who definitely has had his problems throughout his life and throughout his playing career, and most notably really culminating all in the Malice in the Palace. But even in the Malice in the Palace, he acknowledges the reason why it happened really is because he was trying to calm himself down. And I say all that to say, if Ron Artest is somebody who believes that he can even calm himself down, and even in his weird way was on the way to doing it before things escalated in that moment, I think there's absolutely a chance for Draymond Green to come around to the other side and understand that what he's doing is wrong. Because I do kind of think a large portion of what Draymond goes through is the fact that he doesn't have a good grip he doesn't have self-awareness.
It's a great
And that's
point.
become very, very apparent through his lack of apologies and his lack of taking accountability. He just he truly doesn't. What do they always say about the stages of grief? Is the first step is acceptance, and he hasn't even gotten to the point where he believes he's in the wrong. And so you can't start to rehabilitate until there's acknowledgement of what you're doing isn't correct.
Well, you're not going to, I guess, come down the Warriors' road for defending their guy, right? They're not the ones doing it on the court. But I will say this, and Stephen A. also said that Steph Curry should take some of this responsibility as well as the leader of the team. How much you think he deserves, I don't know. The Warriors have coddled Draymond.
Absolutely. Since day one. They
coddled Draymond over Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
They coddled Draymond. Last season was bad. Okay. They let
really
Draymond
bad.
not only punch Jordan Poole in the face.
They gave him a vacation.
They gave him a vacation. And then on top of that, throughout the season, they allowed Jordan Poole to be the scapegoat to say, well, you don't know what happened. Then we had reports coming out that Jordan Poole was a big trash talker. They've coddled him for years. So this is what he is, a spoiled child. That's what he is. Draymond Green. You know those kids that run around and the parents think it's cute and nobody else thinks it's cute, and then they grow up and they believe that the world is their oyster and everybody, they think they're the me people, right? They think they're the main character. It's because they were coddled and they were spoiled. And the Warriors, they should take a lot of this blame. A lot of opportunities they had, and I don't know if Adam Silver maybe should have stepped in. You know, Steph, that's his boy. You know what I mean? You're talking about getting a little bit too festive at different events. We all have that friend that gets too festive and messes up the swag and kills the vibe. And you say, oh, that's my buddy, right? And then at some point you say, hey, man, you're starting to affect me. And when people don't want to hang out with me because I'm hanging out with you, that's a problem. And I don't know. The reason I would cause to pause on blaming Steph, because we don't know what conversation Steph has had with Draymond.
Or with the organization, too.
Or with the organization. Maybe he's tried and it just hasn't worked out. But that Kevin Durant situation was bad, and that Jordan Poole situation was bad. Hey, Draymond, thanks for punching Jordan Poole in the face. We're going to send him off and pay you. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and I think that the Warriors definitely are definitely, like you're saying, they're definitely complicit in this, and they have fed into Draymond being delusional because they have had his back, to your point, at every single turn. They've never once gone out and really publicly criticize him. They've gone out of their way, which you can maybe argue at the time felt like the right thing to do, and have his back and say, hey, you know, we support him, and, you know, he's our guy and we need him. And I get it, but I think that at some point it does come on to Draymond. Like, I think that, how many grown men need to tell you to get your act together? Like we said yesterday, Draymond's a dude who's got kids of his own. Like, is it really on the Warriors organization?
Daddy, why are you home again?
Yeah.
Don't turn on the TV.
Right, exactly. It's like at some point Draymond needs to take some accountability, because also his actions are bad enough to where I don't think anyone should have to tell him. He's been suspended enough times. He's been taken out of the most important situations in basketball before, to where nobody should have to tell him what he's doing is inexcusable. And it's, I don't know, like, yeah, could you maybe say Steph, being his teammate and possibly a friend for as long as he has, should have a better ear or have a better sense of how to calm down Draymond? Sure, but I also don't think that's ever been his responsibility. No. I saw Sam Amick's article yesterday, which is fantastic. Definitely recommend everybody go read that at The Athletic. He points out that you look around outside of the Warriors locker room and you see Andre Iguodala now is doing podcasts and is working with the VP of the president or the Players Association. Sean Livingston's not in that locker room anymore. You don't have Bob Myers over there anymore, who their relationship's well chronicled. They were as tight as you can get between a GM and a player.
It was last season. I don't even know if this was part of the Kings game, or there's so many Draymond instances I can't keep up. But there was one where Bob Myers had to come down from the suite.
Yes.
And say, Draymond, he was the only guy that can calm down Draymond. Okay. And he doesn't have that relationship with Mike Dunleavy Jr.
No, absolutely
so
not.
He's trying to calm down Draymond. And I do think
there's nobody who's calming him.
No,
I think that's what it is. I think everybody who has his ears gone now.
We're forgetting that game he came back when he got the tech.
Right. Yeah.
And Steve Kerr is saying, Steph, get your boy. Right. Steve Kerr is that friend that said, hey, are you bringing Draymond to the party? And Steph goes, yeah, but he'll be good. He'll be chill. He'll be chill.
If he's not, I'm not dealing with it.
I'm not dealing with you. Both got to go. Now, you're not going to say that to Steph, but it gets to a point where Steph, this whole three amigos thing, you got Clay who can't shoot the basketball. You got Klay Thompson, and you got 360 spinning slap Draymond Green. This is what it's come to, Steph. You need to make a decision now. And we're going to send them to Sacramento. Got to get to a break. When we get back, we have your text. A lot of people are chiming in on Draymond Green to Sacramento. We're also going to begin to talk about the Kings. And the word that I brought up the last segment that a 916 brought up was streaky. Would you consider the Kings streaky? We will answer that question. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers have owned the NFC West this season, and they look to take out their division rival Arizona on Sunday.
It's an end around to Deebo Samuel coming right, turns the corner, and goes into the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
The 49ers and Cardinals Sunday at 1 from Arizona on your home for 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call, then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
It's Credit Christmas at Prestigio Jewelers. Get the gifts you want this year. Prestigio guarantees your credit up to $10,000. It's easy. Have a valid ID, proof of income, and be 18 or older. Prestigio has competitive pricing on all jewelry, such as gold chains, wedding sets, diamond earrings, and designer brands like Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Rebuild your credit, even with a repo or a bankruptcy at Prestigio Jewelers. This Christmas, come for the credit and be amazed by the selection at Prestigio Jewelers. Online at prestigiojewelers.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Staples and HP want you to have a happy Holla deal. That's right, Holla deal. Now during Staples Holla deals, you can save up to $115 on the HP Smart Tank 6001 all-in-one printer with up to 2 years of original HP ink right in the box. Plus, find savings of up to 40% on select HP computers and monitors. Happy Holla deals from Staples and HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Smart Tank offer ends 12/23. HP Tech offers end 1/6/24. Visit staples.com/HP for details.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Talking all things Kings, talking all things Draymond Green, talking all things Giannis, Antetokounmpo trying to get his basketball. Ballgate, who took my basketball? I need it. Even though I don't care about personal accomplishments, I need it.
I will not have this Giannis slander.
I need it.
Giannis is great.
I'm the next face of the league.
He is.
Treat me right.
Sure.
Buddy Hield. Pacers. Treat me right as we...
You're going to get 60-pieced again.
And here we go. Yeah, well, they're still losing the season series. Still losing the season series and got that action in the in-season tournament, national television, and you got clowned by Halliburton, by the way. Who are we sending off for Draymond Green? This is according to Bleacher Report. If you're just joining us, you're in for a doozy. Yeah. Sacramento Kings are one of the teams part of realistic trade for Draymond Green. And if you look at the text line as I'm about to read some off, this is going about as well as you would expect it to go.
Not very.
Not very. Harrison Barnes, JaVale McGee, and 2 second-round picks for Draymond Green and all that comes with Draymond Green. Here we go on the text line, 916-339-1140 if you want to be a part of the conversation. From the 530, it would be very detrimental if we ever get Draymond Green. There's a lot of fans that dislike and in parentheses, I don't want to use the word hate, dislike him with passion. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an emotional argument. My problem is like, okay, I understand the problem is you cannot say take Draymond's antics out of it because that's very, very much a part of it. But let's just talk about the player he is, which is, if anyone wants to say he's washed, I'll push back a little bit. I won't say he's completely washed. Mm-hmm. Is he the guy that he was in his prime? Absolutely not. Is he still a productive NBA player? I read it off yesterday. He's actually having a career year this year.
Right.
So I feel like people are, and I understand it totally because, again, you cannot separate one from the other, but try and think about the actual basketball fit as well when these things come to mind, because, that is also a big part of Monty McNair's his calculation into this. Yes, of course, the off the floor or even on the floor things will be taken into account. But at the end of the day, if you feel like this guy brings you closer to winning a championship, there's not many people out there who realistically do that for your team. So especially if you can get him at a discounted price.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes, who everyone's trying to ship out anyways.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee, who's your backup center, and 2 second-round picks.
But
that's about as nothing as you can get from the Kings' perspective of things.
Exactly.
So, again, putting your money where your mouth is, everybody says, let's get rid of Harrison Barnes, but at the same time, Harrison Barnes has no trade value. Well, here's somebody that you could possibly get that can really impact your team. Think about it from that sense. And if you still come to the same conclusion, I don't blame you, but I'm just saying make sure you think about that piece as well.
From the 916, Jessica, if the Kings are stupid enough to bring in Draymond Green, they will get what they deserve. Draymond is a disgrace. The morale of the team will be destroyed. I would lose all respect.
Why would the morale of the team be destroyed? Again, I feel like people are throwing too much emotion into this. Yes, is Draymond difficult to deal with as a teammate? Absolutely. I can't believe I'm defending Draymond Green right now.
Here we are.
But you think that it's, Domantas Sabonis might have a problem with him, but again, is it going to be I actually don't respect you and like you and can't deal with you as a person because of that? Like, come on. Like, they're professionals. They're all getting paid. They can move past an incident like that.
And this would be it.
Really
this would be it for Draymond.
And he's well aware of it. That's the thing, is Draymond's going to be on his best behavior. This is the end of the
road. Here's the thing, Kings fans, for the Sack Chat, if you are on the YouTube, if not, and you are listening to us, we will describe this to you as well if you're listening on the Sactown Sports app or in the car or anywhere else you can listen to our beautiful voices. This is the Draymond that you're getting. Okay, Nate is going to put it up for you. This is the Draymond that you are getting. Nate, go ahead, put it up. Okay, it's up. Refreshing here. This is the Draymond that you are getting. You are getting a revamped Draymond. You are getting a Draymond.
That's the Zen Draymond.
That is Zen. You are getting a
palms to the sky
Draymond. Palms to the sky. You are getting a Draymond that is focused on one thing, and that's redemption. Okay, we got to come back with some Bob Marley redemption song. Okay, this is the Draymond that you are getting, all right? As we have Scooter 916, I would take him if we can add a behavioral clause in his contract.
You definitely probably could.
You definitely could.
Yeah.
You definitely could. All right. That will be what needs to get added if you want this to be a thing. And I don't think it's going to happen. First of all, that price tag, if people are still saying no, Kings fans are still saying no to that price tag, then you just don't want Draymond, because it's not going to get any cheaper than that.
It's not going to get any cheaper than that. And again,
and maybe you just don't want Draymond.
And that's totally fine. And I understand that. I understand why Kings fans don't just flat out period do not want Draymond Green in the building. I think there's probably 28 other teams that are feeling the same thing. I think the Lakers are probably the only team that would welcome him with open arms. But I mean, seriously, again, you just really need to think about the basketball fit, because that I think is going to be the driving factor. And if Monty McNair does decide to make a move like this, it would be for basketball reasons solely. And you got to think about, the extracurriculars for sure. But I really think that while yes, he is a head case to say the least, Yes, he brings a whole lot of drama along with him, but he's also a guy who's been a part of 4 NBA championships, and he has not diverted. They have not won those championships in spite of Draymond. Okay, they've won it in large part. He got them there. He definitely didn't take them all the way there, but he got them to a lot of those titles. And I think he's still got something left in him in his career. And I personally, for me, and I don't know why no one's brought this part of it up, I just don't understand. The money aspect is the thing that makes it the biggest no from me. It's not the locker room. It's not the play. It's the fact that you got to pay the man $25 million a year for the next 3 seasons after this one. That, to me, is where I just decide the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And everything else besides that, again, I still think the player that Draymond is could help this team, but I'm not paying him the contract that he's making right now.
916, this is from Joe. Why add a locker room cancer to a situation that doesn't have it? From the 209, no fit, no way. Draymond is a problem. There is no rehab. From the 916, Draymond, no. I pack as minimally as I can when traveling. Don't need unnecessary baggage, nor does Sactown. That's from GP. 209, the people okay with getting Draymond on the Kings are the same ones that, I guess, want Boogie. Or wanted Boogie.
Yes. I mean, for sure. I'm definitely somebody who was, I mean, even with DeMarcus Cousins, it reached a point, but I was, again, a proponent of, look, DeMarcus Cousins was the best player on the team, and people were trying to ship him off like he was nothing. And I was like, guys, like, he still is a ridiculous talent. And, until he's actively, like Draymond is, honestly, hitting people in the face in the middle of games, that's maybe when we can have a different conversation. But no, I mean, I'm sure there is a large portion. If we're doing the Venn diagram, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are supportive of DeMarcus Cousins who are also would be supportive of this Draymond. Coming over to Sacramento.
It just depends on what you care about as a fan, right? And this goes beyond Draymond because people fall in love with players, and when you do something that no one has done in 16 seasons, it's going to be something that is remembered. And people can sit here, and I think there's going to be a split on getting rid of anybody, right? Herter has a special place in everyone's hearts. Sure. Keegan has a special place. They all do. So I think, obviously, what happened with Draymond last season doesn't help, but I think Kings fans in general are going to be very sad when this first move happens, if a move does happen. Because the thing is, there are certain Kings fans that, hey, we haven't made the playoffs in over a decade, and we finally did. Let's just go with what we got because it's a darn good team, and a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush, and we are in a position to make the playoffs again. And right now, that's kind of all I care about. Maybe it's different expectations. Nobody wants to say that. Right, this isn't the Niners we're talking about, where they've been knocking on the door. Maybe there's some Kings fans that would just rather go with what they got because this is nice, and it's a nice change to what we've dealt with for the last, like I said, 15 plus years. I'm good with this.
Absolutely.
I don't want to move anybody. I don't, not just for Draymond. I don't want OG Anunoby. I don't want Pascal. I'd rather just rock with what we got. And there is probably a group of Kings fans that are just good with that, regardless. Now, Draymond doing the 8-count stomp onto bonus doesn't help.
Speaking of that, updated the picture a little bit to maybe what Draymond.
Come on, Nate. Well, stop it there.
Well,
why you got
you're right. No, you're right. He's reflecting on that moment.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to convey.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's more just my opinion on the situation.
Andrew Cardwell on the
he was manifesting it.
Andrew Cardwell in the Sack chat says, LOL, I would boycott Kings basketball as long as that clown was there. Andrew, I just don't believe you. I'll be honest. I just don't believe that. It's just so easy to say when he's not on your team. If you are a Kings fan and Draymond came to town, I just don't think you would.
I'm going to boycott gasoline if they keep raising the prices.
Better get a bike.
That's the same kind of mentality.
And I get it. Like, I understand that for some people, the sports hate has definitely transferred over into like real life hate, I think, which is kind of a portion of that. But I don't know. I don't think Draymond Green is, I don't want to say, he's not a criminal. And I feel like that's what people are treating him like he is a social pariah. I understand not wanting to root for him. I totally understand that. And if that's your feeling, again, I totally can sympathize with that. You don't want to root for somebody that you feel like is a dirty player or somebody who's maybe having intentions to harm people. I totally get that. But, I think that, I don't know. I feel like he's somebody who can at least help contribute to the team. And I don't necessarily know if you also could maybe throw in the fact that how toxic is this Golden State situation? Not to make it about them and, again, trying to blame shift from Draymond, but how good is his mental space right now in the past 2 years, and that environment that has coddled him for so long? I don't know if with the turmoil and all of the noise that's been surrounding that organization has been good for his mental space. And I could definitely see Draymond, who by all intents and purposes off the floor is a nice guy. I don't know. I could see how maybe a new environment, even if it is a temporary change, I could see how for a little bit he's a little different in a new environment. And I'm not even saying just in Sacramento.
No,
I think if he goes to the Lakers, look, you better believe LeBron James is going to get that man on his best behavior.
Oh, yeah.
He got J.R. Smith to act right, okay?
We gotta go. And by the way, if you are just now tuning in, it's not us.
It's not us.
Bleacher Report had a list of teams, and Sacramento was on the list. That's it.
And also, Sacramento does make the most sense, y'all.
Hey, that's Chris saying it. Don't come down my road.
You got the Vivek connection, you got the Mike Brown connection, you've got just all of the connective tissues of the areas. It does make a lot of sense.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, we see you, Bill. We'll get to you just a second. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers have owned the NFC West this season, and they look to take out their division rival Arizona on Sunday.
It's an end around to Deebo Samuel coming right, turns the corner, and goes into the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
The 49ers and Cardinals Sunday at 1 from Arizona on your home for 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill is turning me into a pro. Napoleon Grills has features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills. Now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories for the holidays.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf Digest Sins of Slow Play suggests precious time is wasted waiting for your turn to hit. If you're on the other side of the fairway, you can take your practice swing while someone else is playing their shot. And if you're walking, when you get to the green, leave your bag closest to the next tee box. Golf is social, but tell your great story while you're walking the fairways and not on the tee box or putting green. Next, don't be delusional. If there's only a remote chance of reaching the green or clearing a hazard, just lay up. The group behind you will love you for it. If you have to take a call, move away, and maybe even sacrifice your involvement in the hole to keep things moving. And last is not hitting the ball. PGA Pro Mike Bender wrote golf's 8-second secret and argues that the time from when you set your lead foot, step over the ball, and swing to finish should take 8 seconds, but most take twice that long with practice swings, waggles, and whatnot. For a bogey golfer, that's an extra 12 minutes times 4 golfers. Remember, golf is a game. Have some fun, but do it expeditiously. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaBrosa.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chrysler's Wrap Up the Year sales event?
This month, you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs. With over 600 new Ram trucks available, your perfect new truck is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Plus, no payments for 90 days.
Okay, but what about the last of the Dodge Chargers and the Challengers?
This month, save up to $5,000 off MSRP and get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs and Challenger GTs with no payments for 90 days.
The savings and financing won't last long. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,500 total net savings after 10,261 factor rebates and 6,239 dealer discount. Sample VIN 699,991. Rebates include 1,000 case equipment cash. Must have purchased qualifying case equipment from authorized dealer and 500 first responder cash for members of eligible first responder association only. No payments for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 5,000 total net savings after 5,000 dealer discount. Plus 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Equals $1,389 per thousand borrowed. 10 of this net savings. See dealer for details.
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Did you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals to help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid, literally. Find Supreme Source Premium Dog Food at Safeway, Safe Mart, and Winco, or a local grocery store near you.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports. The Sac Chat is on fire, just like we were talking NBA jams. You know that feeling that you have right now, Sac Chat, that burning sensation in your heart when you're typing to us, move on, move on. That, my friends, is sports talk.
That is.
That feeling.
We get the juices
that
going.
Anger.
Yeah.
That is what sports talk is about. Whether you agree or disagree on the text line, the call line as we're about to get the bill, that's what it is about. It's about feelings. That's what's called polarizing.
Yes.
Turn on ESPN. Turn on Fox. Sports.
Good distinction.
Turn it all on. What are they talking about? We talk trade targets every single day.
Every day. Even if I don't want to.
There is a personal connection with you and Draymond Green if you live in Sacramento or the surrounding areas, or if you're just a Kings fan.
Or if you just, I mean, any basketball conversation today is going to be surrounded by Draymond
This
Green.
is unprecedented.
Yes.
We have not had a situation like this.
No.
We don't know how long it is.
Nope.
We don't know any of this. We don't know any of this. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports. And
if you don't agree, call in.
And if you don't agree, call in. Just like Bill's doing right now on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What's up, Bill? What you got for us? I have no clue which angle you're going to hit us with, but thank you for calling. What you got?
I think my take might break for your stack chat, so be prepared to have to reboot something. But,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm a loyal Kings fan. I know that the people on the Stack Chat are claiming that they're loyal Kings fans. If you boycott your team because of one player, you are not a true loyal fan.
Wow.
I say bring Draymond.
Wow.
I say if you want to bring him here, bring him here. We brought troubled players in the past, and they've thrived here. We are a loyal fan base that supports all players on our team, and it makes them be better. So, I mean, look at Ron Artest. Ron Artest came here broken, and he resurrected his career here. Chris Webber, the same thing. I'm sure we've had a couple others that I'm not thinking about right now, but
those are great examples.
We fix players here, man, and it's because we have an amazing team camaraderie. And I don't know how we've been able to maintain that for so many years, but people like playing here. So I'd say if he comes here, he'll make us better. I guarantee you he'll make us better.
Wow. I love that. That is
Bill,
that
thanks
is
for the
an
call.
excellent point. You know when we got Ron Artest here in Sacramento? It was immediate. He came here after the Malice in the Palace.
Yeah.
They traded, not only that, they traded Peja Stojakovic for him. Could you imagine? Imagine the Kings trading Keegan Murray or something for Draymond.
We're talking about Harrison Barnes and JaVale McGee.
We're talking about Harrison Barnes, JaVale McGee, and 2 second-round picks. Like, that's a fantastic point. Chris Webber, too, he had some issues in Washington that really made him just undesirable across the entire league. Sacramento took that opportunity, almost like they did with Ben Simmons instead of Domantas Sabonis. They were more than willing to take this broken thing, this broken toy, and say, hey, come here. We have a great fan base that'll embrace you, that if you embrace them, they'll love you. And as long as you're on your best behavior, which, you know, Ron Artest definitely was not always on his best behavior.
Relatively speaking.
But people loved him nonetheless because he played hard and he played for the Kings and he led the Kings to their last playoff season before last year. So, yeah, I think that's a great call, Bill. I think people have kind of forgotten that part about it. I definitely forgotten that part about it, but you're completely right. I mean, if he's on your team, there's nothing you could do about it then. Yeah, sure, you can not give the team your money if you're really that passionate about it, sure, but the team's still going to play basketball games. They're still going to go on. The Kings make the playoffs with Draymond Green. You're just telling me you're still not going to watch it because you're that proud. You're going to take that hard of a stance. Like you said, I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, and you know, I think the other thing to remember here that is a bit different would be that Draymond had a situation with Sabonis. He did.
Yeah,
so
he definitely did.
You brought in different guys, but they didn't have issues with guys
directly
on
with somebody.
the team.
Sure.
But to that, I would say it happened, right? I would say that Draymond couldn't go to Minnesota over the Kings because I would say that Draymond and Gobert have real beef, right? This has been going on social media, things like that.
Sabonis is also a really nice guy. Something tells me he would forgive him.
I think that the situation happened in the playoffs, and I feel like because it was a one-off, it's not like something happened in this.
Nothing else happened
if something
after
happened
either.
this season, right? And it spilled over. I'd be more in that camp. But it's playoffs. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying I think that
everybody moved on.
I don't think people in the locker room. I don't think the locker room would say no to Draymond. They might say no to Draymond for Draymond in general, but I don't think they would say no to Draymond because of what happened
of the stomps
to
specifically.
Sabonis.
Yeah.
All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, maybe we'll let you off the hook and stop talking about the Draymond trades. Maybe we won't. No, I'm just kidding. We will talk about the Kings moving on to the Thunder, and we also want to talk about Cam Newton calling Brock Purdy a game manager. Still taking your calls, still taking your texts, still taking your Sack chat. It's on fire right now. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Catch the Kings tonight on Sactown Sports.
Monk starts left, goes right, up and down, move to the rack. Oh, what a drive to the basket.
It's the Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at 7 on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
If you're a luxury car enthusiast, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton invites you to experience the Mercedes-Benz of fully electric vehicles. And your first Mercedes-Benz electric car comes with bonus cash back of up to $7,500 and 2 years of prepaid vehicle maintenance on select models. Purchase or lease a Mercedes-Benz all-electric car and receive 2 years of complimentary charging. See our gorgeous Mercedes electric vehicles at mbofstockton.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone for the life of your garden. The 49ers keep on winning this holiday season, sporting a 5-game win streak since the bye week. San Francisco took care of Seattle in Week 14, 28-16. Quarterback Brock Purdy had a career high in passing yards last Sunday, going for 368 yards. The Red and Gold are now the first team in the NFL to clinch a playoff spot this season, currently holding the #1 seed in the NFL.
Celebrating over a century as a family-owned business, EB Stone has gathered invaluable insights into nurturing plant growth. Venture into indoor planting with EB Stone's Edna's Best indoor and outdoor potting soil. Watch your little plants flourish into ideal indoor companions for the whole family to relish during the holidays. EB Stone's indoor and outdoor potting soil is a meticulously crafted blend of essential ingredients. Your plants will thrive both indoors and outdoors. Trust EB Stone for the entire lifespan of your garden. Explore more gardening tips, products, and find nearby locations at ebstone.org. Wishing you a season filled with joy and flourishing greenery. Hey there, listen up, Sacramento. Ready to make this holiday season unforgettable? Well, we've got something that'll have you jingling all the way. Picture this, a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for only $279 per month plus tax with no money down. No, I did not stutter. No money down. That's right. Zip, zero, nada. Elk Grove Kia is spreading the joy this Christmas, and we're making it easier than ever for you to drive home in style. So why wait? I will say it again. Head on down to Elk Grove Kia and drive home your new 2024 Kia Forte LXS today with absolutely no money down. Elk Grove Kia is your go-to destination for top-notch quality and unbeatable service. Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or go to elkgrovekia.com. $279 plus tax, 0 customer cash due signing residual of $10,000 per 250 lease and 10 per year per mile over 0 security.
Elk Grove Kia.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. in one of our most controversial, spicy, controversial shows yet. And surprise, surprise, it includes Draymond Green. I think that comes with the territory. Nate, haven't gotten your take on all this.
I know Nate's been suspiciously quiet back there.
Nate, you can't just skirt over.
I'm plotting
this.
I don't want Draymond on the Kings. yeah, maybe it's emotional. I don't know. I think he's 33, 32.
33.
He's getting
33.
gray. He's getting gray. I can see that.
He's definitely grayed up.
This kind of seems like a last-ditch effort for him to just make some noise. Maybe he's having a hard time accepting life. This could be his midlife crisis.
Could be.
Where because he's getting worse, right? I don't think there's any denying that. It's pretty much just gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can. I don't know. But as a King, they just don't need it. You guys really think he makes the team that much better?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's a playmaker. I think he is still one of the best defenders in the NBA. I think he allows positional versatility. I think he allows you to also play him at the backup center.
Yeah.
He allows you to continue to run the same offense you run with Domantas Sabonis, with Sabonis off the floor as well. And I mean, yeah, he's I think first and foremost, he's a versatile defender as well. Even still, he's able to defend at a high level, which this team desperately needs.
The issue I probably carry the most with this is the assets you get rid of to get him, because that's like your ammo for trades, But
that's the issue that I have the least amount of problem with.
I think it kind of all comes down to what you think you can eventually get out of or from Harrison Barnes.
Right. Harrison Barnes, I feel like, is going to have to get moved with somebody else to get a Pascal. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, people. And look, as much as this is about Draymond, it's really just about what the Kings and talking about Harrison Barnes, period, because that's the name that everybody throws out.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to put Herter back in that conversation, but I'm telling you right now, you're not getting, and again, if you are a Kings fan and you're just happy that you made the playoffs last season and you want to run it back with that team, that's great.
Yep.
That's great. But if you are a Kings fan that's sitting here saying, we need to trade, we need to level up, Keegan Murray is not going to be on the team if you have OG Anunoby. I just don't think he is.
It'd be tough. It'd be really, really tough to try and pull off.
That team last year is gone too. I know they're almost identical. There's pieces that are gone, but even mentally, emotionally, that team's gone. Like, you can't do that. You can't just say, I know it's the NFL, but like after the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl a few years ago, ran it back with all 22, didn't really matter, did it? Like, I know Brady's getting older and everything, but that doesn't matter. That team, that magic's gone for the most part. Those are last year's beams. Let's, it's time to make some changes here, and you can't really just run it back. Something's got to happen.
Well, you can.
Well,
you can, as we talked about during the roundtable yesterday, you can run it back, and that
just a matter of what timeline they feel like they're on.
Yeah, look, here's the thing, man. And, the trade deadline is February 8th, okay? So I think that, what's interesting, Chris, is with the worst outcome be the Kings to be at 500 as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline. Because wouldn't that leave Monty McNair in the front office in a tough spot to where it's, do we keep this thing going? Do we go for broke, right? Because if you're not good, you'd say, okay, this just isn't our year. If you are good, we've seen you have success in the regular season. Right. Do you think you're good enough to do anything different in the postseason? But you're winning with these guys, right?
Yeah.
If you're 500, I mean, maybe that would be harder than being 500, because if you're 500, you just say we're just going to chill.
Yeah, I think I think the latter. I think if you're 500, you're probably like, this isn't our year. Clearly, like, I don't think we're a trade away. And you could argue, I mean, with how up and down the Kings could be. And again, we talk about that upcoming 3-game stretch of what is it, Boston Suns, and then Timberwolves. Like that, there is a chance that this Kings team does hover around 500 near Christmas time or near New Year's. Yeah, I mean, if they're 500, it does feel like maybe. And I see people brought it up on the chat, and we talked about it, I think, last week on the roundtable. It just depends on how aggressive Monty wants to be in this build. I mean, the Kings, you could argue, you could say they're in year 2 of the rebuild, or of a building towards a contender. You could say arguably this is where year 1 of serious playoff contention was supposed to come in. You could argue that last year was almost them jumping the schedule way too far ahead than what the plan was initially. You could argue that, and I would probably say that lends itself, and I think that's probably the best argument against trading for Draymond is, look, trading for Draymond's a little bit more of a this year, next year kind of window move. If you're more concerned about building this thing out for 4 to 6 years in the future, like I kind of think the Kings are actually planning to do with their age timeline, well, then maybe Draymond's a little bit too nearsighted of a move, and you should realistically be looking for more guys like OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam and the normal names that are thrown out there. And I do agree with that. But again, it's just if the Kings are going to look to capitalize, or if you're just looking like, look, again, Monty McNair is from the Houston Rockets organization with Daryl Morey, and Daryl Morey is his calling card is if there's a distressed asset out there, I'm going to go get it. If there's somebody who has less value than what their actual value is for whatever reason, that sounds like a market opportunity.
Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So are you saying that getting Pascal Siakam or OG, you wouldn't consider that an all-in move?
No, I would. I would just consider that a little bit more of it doesn't have to just work out this year or next year. That's like those guys are still early in their career, and it's adding to the foundation. And, that's like OG might actually be peaking in 2 to 3 years when De'Aaron's also peaking and Sabonis is also peaking, where Draymond Green is definitely, as we've stated, he's Graymond now, and he's got the gray in his beard and all that. He's getting up there. That's a little bit more of if you're going to try and maximize Draymond Green, he's probably got a year or two of real useful value to him. So you better try and win a championship in those 1 or 2 years.
916-339-1140. 916. Watkins, you crazy? No Draymond. 916, a different 916.
Sick reasoning.
Draymond is actually a criminal. If he did the stuff he does off the court, it's called assault and battery. Criminal! 2 exclamation points.
Okay. Well, he didn't do it off the floor. He did it in a heightened competitive environment, which allowed for physical activity. If you just tackle somebody in public, that's not allowed, but you do it in shoulder pads and all of a sudden it's a clean tackle. There's a difference. There's nuance. Get out of here with that.
916, you say they're professionals, so they deal with the Kings. Draymond is not professional. He's bad for the NBA and would be terrible for the Kings. Don't you see the morale of the Warriors being diminished when Draymond pulls this stuff? They lose a 24-point lead to the Kings or any other loss caused by Draymond's. I'm not going to finish the rest of that text. Yeah, I think that is a good call.
Yes.
Because we saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
He's costing you games, but again, you're supposed to get a refurbished Draymond.
I would also say everybody's talking about Draymond's fire in a negative connotation. There's also positives behind it as well. How many times, Alan?
Yeah.
How many times have the Kings gotten blown out this year and just look like? I mean, granted, some of those are matchup problems, but a part of that is pride as well, and a little bit of fire, and a little bit of energy, and a little bit of somebody yelling and being vocal. Mike, I talk about this all. I was campaigning for Draymond to be the Kings to try and.
I mean, you got Trey Lyles, but he's not really. He's more of a hey, if you mess with my guy,
exactly.
I'm gonna do something if you mess with my guy. So I do think it's a little bit different, and just from the Kings landscape, whether it's whoever it is, I think that they have a decision to make. Right, the Kings do just in what they think they are, right? And they're talking about, like I always bring up, you doing media day with Whitey, and they're talking about championships, right? Well, do you think you're already there? Maybe the team does, but I don't know if Monty McNair does.
Right.
And I don't think that's a problem. These things don't turn around. Look at the Sixers and the process.
Right.
And I'm air quoting the process. The process never finished.
Nope.
You never got it.
Still processing.
Still processing. I'm pretty sure that's still Joel Embiid's Twitter handle. Still processing. So you have to decide who you are going to be in this league and what your expectations are. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, Cam Newton calls Brock Purdy a game manager. Disrespectful? We'll talk about it. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and mostly cloudy skies today with the high thin clouds overhead. Temperatures warming into the upper 50s to lower 60s with winds anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. It's hot. What is it? What is it? Thursday, right? So we have Wasabi Wednesday, Tapatio Tuesday for a spice meter.
Yep.
I'm struggling with a spice.
This is like a thermal Thursday.
Thermal Thursday. I like it. I like it, Chris. If you got something else, let us know. 916-339-1140 from the 209, talking about who the Kings can add. 209 says, and we're going from Draymond to another polarizing name.
Oh boy.
Talking about the guy that could bring everything together. From the 209, that guy is Westbrook.
Oh boy.
And we can get him for Davion after January 15th. I
don't think that's an answer.
I'm out on Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm out on Westbrook.
Yeah, he's fine. I don't think he's like changing anything about the trajectory of this team at all.
I thought he was going to say Dylan Brooks.
I know.
I think Dylan
That's
Brooks.
what it was set up.
Cool with Dylan Brooks.
That's better. Would you straight trade Davion for Dylan Brooks?
Yes.
If the money doesn't work out, but yeah.
But not Westbrook.
Yeah, no, not Westbrook. Westbrook's a lot closer to the end. And like he relies so heavily on his athleticism, which just isn't quite what it used to be. And I don't know, Russ is somebody who needs the ball in his hand the entire game in order to like really have Russell Westbrook impact.
You don't want him dropping cradles here at Golden One for you?
That's the other part. I don't want to deal with Russell Westbrook and his...
Oh, but you want to deal with Draymond.
Kidding.
That's honestly
no.
You should answer that because people are gonna get mad.
I think Draymond brings way more to a team than Westbrook right now.
I would also agree with that
in a positive and negative way, but
definitely
the juice to me is worth the squeeze more.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Both of them are a problem.
Both are problems for different reasons. As a matter,
I think Draymond is shooting the 3-ball much better than Westbrook right now.
He is. No, Draymond's he's at like 42% right now from 3.
It's similar to Sabonis though. He takes about 1 a game.
Sure, I think he's at 2.5 or something like that. Like, sure, it's small sample size, but no, I mean, I just feel like Draymond's going to impact the game more than Russ. But yeah,
I would say so too. 916-339-1140. Let's get to Brandon that wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Brandon? You're on Stiles and Watkins.
What's going on, Stiles and Watkins? Hey, I got a question real quick. Do you guys think that
all this Draymond stuff affects his Hall of Fame candidacy. I really hope it does, just because, I'm a grown adult. I work construction. I'm a foreman. And, you can't just have an attitude like that. He never got punished for punching his own teammate, which I felt like at that point was enough for him to take a leave longer than he was given. And then just, physical altercation after altercation, and the way he's not remorseful for it. He's a grown adult, and I think he really needs to be held accountable for how the later part of his career has been trending. What do you guys think?
I think it's a great question. I think Draymond still gets in the Hall of Fame. Now, when it says effects, or when you ask effect, I don't know if it means, and thanks for the call, Brandon, I don't know if that means it takes him longer to get in. He's not first ballot or whatever it is, but I don't see it.
I don't think it affects it at all. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I just think the only thing it affects in terms of his Hall of Fame is it is interesting. I mean, it brings up a separate part of the conversation. Draymond's legacy, definitely, it's got to be like one of those. They always talk about with obituaries. What's the second thing that they say about you? The second thing they say about Draymond is going to be the antics, for sure. It's going to say, this is Draymond Green, Hall of Famer from Michigan, whatever, Michigan State and whatever. That's going to be the first line. Second line is going to be, though heavily known for his antics on the floor, that, whatever. And that's just the fact of the matter is, the second thing you bring up about Draymond is always going to be, or maybe even for some people, maybe even most people, it might even be the first thing you bring up is the antics. And that's going to be a part of it for sure. But it doesn't change the fact that he is a Hall of Famer. It doesn't change the fact that, sorry, people, you don't want to hear it. He's the best defender of this era, of this generation. And he's got 4 titles to show for it. So, I mean, nobody else really has that level of a resume when it comes to really anybody of since the 2000s.
It brings up a good question, though, and we do this for all of the sports, whether it's should this person, Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, right? This person is a jerk. This person cheated. This person was a bad person.
Yeah.
How should it be viewed? And honestly, you talk about wanting society and wanting things to be in black and white. This is just a gray area,
Big gray
unfortunately,
area.
because you have a guy who, as much as he's been maligned and done some sketchy things, right? If you're looking at it from the Hall of Fame standpoint, and they're going through and they're seeing all the antics, but did he end somebody's career? Did he, you know what I mean? Did he? I think he's crossed the line.
Yes,
I don't think he's crossed that line, if that makes sense. I think he's crossed the line as far as being a player.
Right.
And hey, you can't just we gotta rein you in a little bit. But as far as crossing the line of now, it's going to affect you, what you have done on the basketball court. I think he's affected it enough. I mean, like I said, 2016, the Warriors had a chance to be known as, based on literally, for all intents and purposes, the best team of all time.
Yep.
And Draymond, let's not forget, that's not because Draymond hit LeBron in the private area, right? And because he retaliated. That's not why. It's because he had been wiling out that whole playoff series and doing the Pele,
Steven Adams thing,
the
too.
Steven Adams thing, the Pele, he would look like Ronaldinho out there kicking people and doing a bunch of crazy stuff, which led to that. So he's affected his own legacy in a way. And clearly, you ask Draymond, he doesn't care. But I just don't think he's crossed, to answer Brandon's question, I don't think he's crossed that line.
Yeah, of like point of no return, and like he's banned from the NBA, or a complete black eye. And also, like, as crazy as it is to sound, Draymond Green is not even the worst. Like, he doesn't even lead the NBA all time in ejections. Like, Rasheed Wallace is somebody who's like, technically, I mean, if we're talking by the number of times he was ejected, and I think he has the longest punishment, like not just single punishment, because Ron Artest was suspended for 82 games, but I think he has the most collective time spent in terms of punishment from ejections and suspensions. Like, Rasheed Wallace is also somebody who was a complete head case. And now I'm not saying that, again, Rasheed Wallace is somebody who I would invite on my team every single year, but also somebody who, you're able to overcome those things. And let's not forget, they are still just trying to win a basketball championship at the end of the day here. Like sometimes it's the unfortunate reality of sports, but they bring in people that you don't like. If football's dealt with that problem for years, you bring in people you don't like, but they help you win a title. And Rasheed Wallace won a title in Detroit. And, again, the Warriors have been able to win even with all of Draymond's antics. So, yes, all of these things may be true about Draymond, but that doesn't mean that you as a basketball team or as a basketball organization, as a collective that's trying to win a basketball championship, that doesn't mean that you should just throw everything that player brings because they might be a little bit of a head case. Especially if you feel like, as long as you feel like they haven't crossed that line. And I think that line, everybody's got their own version. Like maybe Monty McNair did have a line and it was stomping on Domantas Sabonis. And maybe all of this talk truly is for nothing. But I personally believe that, like you said, I don't think Draymond has quite crossed that line to where
we can't have you.
You're not going to have him in the Hall of Fame, and teams across the league just aren't going to take him into their organization.
No. You can always find somebody. I mean, it's a matter. It also comes down to, speaking about Draymond and teams, it also comes down to where Draymond is at in terms of his pride, right? Now, Draymond's always been a very prideful guy. He's always been a guy who he literally said, I'm not going to apologize unless I mean it or unless I didn't mean to do something. Yeah. So yeah, I think it is a fascinating situation for the NBA and how this whole thing kind of unfolds. That's the craziest part of this. This is only just starting to unfold because everybody's going to be on their helmet or on his helmet and on the Warriors helmet about what are you guys doing for it? And eventually, and Adam Silver's helmet. Hey, you're setting a line here. So you cannot treat him with kid gloves because of who he played for or because of
his status. Yeah.
His status. Can't happen. Won't do it. Can't do it. Got to get to a break. When we get back, can the Kings get back on track? Would you consider them on the wrong track? Also, Cam Newton has some things to say about Brock Purdy being a game manager. And surprise, surprise, Niner fans didn't take too kindly to that. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metaltech in-store or at northerntool.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a whole lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a farm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136-138.
Hey, it's Deuce and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Amazon will be delivering packages to your house. Let Amazon deliver customers to your business. If that sounds good and you want more in 2024, simply text digital to 916-766-5105.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. Quick break from the Kings. We will get right back into the Kings Thunder action. Did want to talk a little bit about Brock Purdy and the plight of Brock Purdy being called a game manager.
Oh, no.
How disrespectful it is for Brock Purdy to be called a game manager. So here is Cam Newton, who had some things to say, I believe, on his podcast, the 4th and 1 podcast, about Brock Purdy and other quarterbacks as well.
Lamar Jackson, obviously Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, but Brock, they're not winning because of him.
He's not turning the ball over.
He's managing the game. And if we were to put that in its own right as game managers, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, and really Dak Prescott. These are game managers. They're not difference makers.
And when you say game manager, I'm not asking you to go out and win the game. I'm just asking you not to lose.
Not to lose the game. Listen, I don't give a damn what you do. You don't have to score every time. You just don't have to throw a pick every time either.
Cam Newton, Brock Purdy.
He jumped on a Goomba halfway through that audio.
Yeah, Cam Newton was not keeping it clean. It was NSFW towards the end of that. So thank you, Nate, for bleeping that out or whatever.
Appreciate
it
it,
was.
Nate.
Getting rid of it any way you can. And Cam Newton, so I went ahead and I posted and Ted Ginn just caught a wild stray from me because there is a compilation of 10 Ginn drops from Cam Newton. And I don't know if you've seen this on my Twitter yet, but it's awful. It is awful. And I know Cam had Greg Olsen. I know they had a ridiculous defense. I know they ran the football very well. Steve Smith, he had guys, right? But my point is, Niner fans are up in arms about Cam Newton. And now what we're doing is, and Chris, this actually reminded me, people hated Cam Newton. I completely forgot about that, right? From the whole scandal with
Scam
Newton with his daddy and the
best college football player that money could buy.
And then, Cam
it feels like Cam wasn't that long ago, but when Cam first came into the league, we have moved forward very quickly in terms of now everybody doesn't mind as much about showboating and things like that. The NFL has changed their rules, but Cam came in at a time where he's doing the Superman.
Yeah.
He's
dabbing on everybody.
He does not care. And Cam Newton rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yes.
Right. And it was a time it was Cam and it was Russell Wilson. And what I've seen on my post is that now people are trying to take away from what Cam Newton did, and they're bringing up what happened in the Super Bowl. But my point is, this man went 15-1.
Yeah.
And went to a Super Bowl and was MVP.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, because Kurt Warner, right, has had a lot of things to say about Brock Purdy. And what people do is when a player agrees with your take or says something you agree with, it's law, right? It's written in stone. Kurt Warner has, whether it's Kurt Warner or whoever, I just see Kurt Warner a lot sticking up for Brock Purdy. Niner fans love Kurt Warner, and they say, hey, he played. Okay.
Right.
So how are you, Mr. Couch Potato, going to say that Kurt Warner is wrong?
Right.
But now Cam Newton, right, who was an MVP in his own right, went to a Super Bowl, did some things in this league. Since Cam Newton is saying something that you don't like, now it's, well, what did he do in the Super Bowl? He only had a couple good years. He got beat up by Mac Jones, all these ridiculous things. And it's just funny to me because they do not keep the same energy. To me, it doesn't matter whether Cam Newton thinks that Brock Purdy is a game manager or not. If we can all have opinions, I'm listening to Cam Newton's opinion on it, right?
Sure.
You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with anybody, right? But to try to tear down Cam's career because you disagree with him,
right?
But when it's Kurt Warner or somebody else, even lesser guys, the QB school dude, people love him,
JT O'Sullivan,
because he loves Brock Purdy.
Right?
That guy couldn't even.
He literally ran out the back. Oh no, that's Osweiler or who's the ESPN guy that I'm thinking of? The Lions quarterback. They were both Lions quarterbacks.
Orlovsky. Yeah. So these guys could barely even stay in the league. But when they say stuff you like, it's their word is law. When they don't, it's, hey, well, what did this guy do? Well, now what did you do?
Right.
What is it now? So as far as what Cam actually said, to me, if you look at all those drops from Ted Ginn Jr. and Cam, for a lot of his career, he had Greg Olsen, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But I think that Cam probably has a different scale of game manager than a lot of other people because he's thinking, look what I took.
I was
to a
making
Super Bowl.
plays.
All y'all game managers, and he wasn't just Brock. He said Dak Prescott as well. So, people think that game manager is a negative term.
It's a negative term, right?
And is Brock a game manager? I don't know. And the problem is there's no stat to say it. It's the eye test, which again, going back to Draymond and polarizing things in sports and sports talk and in sports talk media, this is what we love. Because there's no line that says, it's not when you go to Disneyland, are you tall enough to ride this ride? And thankfully, for the most part, I am. It's eye test, okay? This person looks like a game manager. This person doesn't. So it's just opinion.
Yep.
It's opinion. There's nothing that says, hey, if Brock could win a Super Bowl and nothing would be solved. He could win an MVP and a Super Bowl and people could still say he's a game manager in a great system with great weapons.
Totally, yeah. And I think I felt like, and I don't know what Cam said. I haven't listened to the full clip besides what we played there, but I feel like Cam really wasn't even trying to, like you said, like he's not even trying to say game manager as a negative thing. He's more just saying it's just the style of play in which you do, and realistically, it's just don't turn the ball over is what it comes down to. Is his definition of a game manager, which hit the open receiver and don't turn the ball over. It's really simple. Just don't go out there and lose us a game. And I don't see what's wrong with saying that about Brock.
Because everybody wants their guy to be a guy.
It's got to be, he's elevating people.
Right. And everybody wants to have a dude. Yeah. The Niners might have a dude, but if Cam Newton or anybody says, look, it's hard for me to decide whether he's a dude or not because of this, and now somebody's going to type in or somebody's going to call in and say, well, Montana had this and all these guys have weapons. Sure. But why, again, if we're talking about other guys in the league, okay, you have Richard Sherman, God bless him, I've never seen a former Seahawk. If you ask, I guarantee you, if you ask football fans
under the age of what, Nate? 15, 16, they would not know that Richard Sherman played his actual career was with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
He carries so much
really
water
hard, yeah.
for the 49ers. It's ridiculous. And I think he's doing it for a reason, right? I think it's working out for him.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know. I believe he fully believes what he's saying, but it's like, come on, man. It's getting a little bit ridiculous now. And you can have your takes, but he never has a negative thing to say about the 49ers. And I'll put it to you like this. If the Seahawks were where the Niners were in terms of the NFC West, I don't think he'd be riding this hard for the Niners.
Right.
I just got to say that.
No, I agree. But also a lot of the guys on that team are his friends probably. He played with them. Like a fair amount of those guys.
Right.
You don't have no friends on the Seahawks?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
The Seahawks are mostly
they're all
gone
now.
Yeah.
And I don't think he likes the coaching and Pete Carroll. He had a bad exit from there. So I think that's a part of it. But yeah, he does absolutely love the 49ers.
Somebody needs to ask him about this. Has no one called him out about this? We got to get him on the show.
He's on with Skip Bayless every day.
He's always Skip Bayless.
He's got his own podcast with that dude, that like milk toast guy. What's that? Is like Will or something?
No idea.
That makes sense. Probably.
Yeah, he's there just to.
But I digress, okay, because it does just crack me up every time I see Richard Sherman talk about the Niners. As far as Cam Newton, the game manager thing, everybody wants their dude to be a dude, right? And to say we have an elite quarterback. And that's why the game manager thing rubs people the wrong way. Because game manager means without X or Y, you can't do something. Now, unfortunately for Brock, without Debo and Trent Williams, you didn't look the same, right?
Exactly.
And now if they stay healthy, and we'll get to their injuries as well, and now if they stay healthy, nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know.
I guess we'll never know.
But he could win a Super Bowl.
I'm fine with that.
No, I think
I don't need to know.
I think a lot of Niner fans are.
Yeah.
But there is a group of Niner fans that quarterback is the most popular position in all of sports. And we got it right. Yeah. In a sport where everybody gets it wrong. I know Colin Cowherd said, 75% of top QB picks don't work out. And we got it right. And he's better than X, and he's better than Y, and he's better than Z. But it's a scale that is full of opinions. That Coach Smith, the JUCO guy, just said that Patrick Mahomes last week. This guy said that Patrick Mahomes will be nothing without Andy Reid.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes. So you're never going to get buy-in from everyone. And the game manager thing is just the gift that keeps on giving if you make content, because there's no way to prove it wrong or right. It's just the eye test. Yeah. Do you think does Chris Watkins think Brock Purdy is a game manager?
Yes. A version of it, yeah. But I don't think I've said from Jump Street, I don't think game managers necessarily has to be a negative term.
I think, what is a game? Okay, so when I went to Morton's, I get my steak, I get it.
Brag.
Sorry, humble brag there. That's a drop.
Flex.
I said, hey, I want it medium, right? But a lot of times when you go to these nice steak places, they always veer on the side of less cooked, right? And I said, hey, I've gone to places before.
Flex.
I asked for medium, and it comes out more medium rare, right? And they said, hey, Alan, or they know me by name there. Hey,
Flex.
Alan, we can do a medium plus, which is just us making sure that it's definitely medium, even maybe closer to medium well, if you want to be safe. I said, sure. So to me, Brock Purdy, the reason I had to flex like that is to bring it all the way back around. Brock Purdy is a game manager plus.
How do you get your caviar done when you go to Morton's?
I don't get caviar.
Oh, okay. How expensive are the bottles you're ordering?
I don't order bottles, only glasses.
Multiple.
No, I'm just asking the question.
Well, we don't know.
We're just asking questions.
We're just asking questions
That's
today.
it.
Nate, we've talked about in the past, like, does the Brock Purdy for MVP thing, does it actually move 49er fans? Like, does this kind of fall into that bucket as well, where it's like, do you even really care what he's labeled as? Because you, to your credit, have been very adamant since day one. You just want them to win a championship, and nothing else matters.
So this was a big thing last night. Return of the Empire, usually every Tuesday here at Sactown Sports.
There you go.
Well, I mean, you have a show every day, 6 to 7 every Tuesday that I co-host. Game manager hurts more than the anti-MVP thing, but I think that stems from previous quarterbacks.
Sure.
I think that's like
Alex Smith,
Smith and Jimmy for sure
Right.
are the two where it's like,
because he's better than both of those guys.
yes, he's the best quarterback. Undoubtedly already. Like
the quarterback
done.
conversation.
And those guys are definitely game managers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it stings
right. That's
more
why
than
he's
that.
game manager plus.
I, as a Niners fan, this is the best offensive quarterback, obviously offensive, but like offensive play I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This Niners team is so different than what I've watched. I basically watch almost every single snap. Like,
Right.
you know, miss a couple out of
Oh,
the restroom.
they're calling it the greatest show on turf part 2.
Well, I think that kind of stuff needs to slow down.
Nate's like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, because it's like that. It can be its own thing, but it's not as great as that was. That was like defining, and these guys haven't won a Super Bowl yet.
I get surprised when they punt the football.
Sure.
I legitimately am surprised.
Mitch
when they punt the
Wisnowski gets surprised too because he's like, I'm just gonna run it.
I
I can't believe that. Yeah, that sucked. But that was cool. He called that.
Yeah.
Called his own play and ran for it. But yeah, I mean, punting it gets uncomfortable. You know, in the Eagles game, the first 2 drives, you're like, all right, what's going on here? But you guys have said it before. They turn it on, and it's almost game over.
Yeah.
Like even with the Seahawks last week,
Right.
they had kind of a perfect storm with that. I wasn't worried when Drew Lock threw that literally perfect pass to DK Metcalf. DK had a perfect catch. It was pretty good defense by Ambry Thomas, I think. But it just worked, and the Niners were, you know, kind of clicking. They hit the huge run, and they come back, and they're okay. They get down 10-7, but then once they get rolling, once
It's over.
the scheme starts to be implemented properly, and defenses can't keep up. The Niners defense also too is, you know, so intimidating. You don't want to spend too much time against them. So the offense is just, this is a completely different Niners team, to tie a bow on this, than I've ever seen. Offensively, it's number one. There's kind of a tier in how the Niners teams has operated before. It was how, you know, great defense, great run game, and passing game that needed a lot of play action, right? Now it's almost like a pass first team, even though they have the least amount of attempted passes in the NFL.
It's a very confusing offense, and we got to get to a break because we saw in Philadelphia, they tried to pass first, and Philly said, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
So that it's a confusing offense. When they get rolling, they can do whatever they want. Right. But I do believe they still need the running game to start to get rolling.
Well, they need the schemes too. They need the motion in the backfield, and not everyone can do that. Like when you saw Debo go down, Ray McLeod cannot go in motion like Debo can and cause chaos on the defensive side for linebackers and corners and cause confusion. Most of these touchdowns are coming from guys beating the defense because they're confused and they're 2 steps behind. And Brock hits the throw, which is huge.
Hits the throw, right? A lot of times they are open. As we get to a break, one thing we saw was that Brock Purdy and the offense, the Niners offense, in terms of being fully covered, right? The Niners offense is almost never fully covered. Their play designs compared to other teams, if you look at the graph, all the teams are kind of bunched up, and Brock Purdy is far on the left with the Niners. There's always an open guy. Now you got to hit him. You got to hit him, but these are the things that people will hold against Brock Purdy, whether it's fair or not. Stiles and Watkins, we'll be right back. Sactown Sports.
Catch the Kings tonight on Sactown Sports.
Funk starts left, goes right, up and down, move to the right. Oh, what a drive to the basket.
It's the Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at 7 on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Just be natural. Try to roll around in it gracefully and not like a puppy.
Maria's photography studio is zooming into a flurry of projects.
Where did I put that memory card?
She needs an assistant to keep business in focus.
Hang on while I change the external flash. Oh,
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
5 dealerships, 1 location. The Knight Group is now in Elk Grove with Elk Grove Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Elk Grove Subaru, Acura, Audi, and Volkswagen. If you're searching to service or shop for a new vehicle, Knight has it. Trucks, SUVs, sports cars, hybrids, EVs, you name it, Knight has it. Over 2,000 new and used vehicles to choose from, and the Knight Group makes it easy with expert financing, quick service, and a simple 2-step process to value your trade-in. So start and end your search at KnightHasIt.com. That's KnightHasIt.com.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
It's Kia's season of giving back at Folsom Lake Kia. Get low year-end prices and payments, plus low finance rates and even zero down deals with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports. Taking you up to 2 p.m. Nate Littlefield doing a great job on the 1s and 2s. Thank you for what you do, Nate. Taking you up to 2 p.m. Talked a lot of Draymond. Talked a lot of Giannis. Of course, Kings Thunder tonight. We will continue to break that down. And we talked Brock Purdy and the term game manager. It has a negative connotation, but should it? Really? In my opinion, I think everybody just wants to be able to say they have somebody elite, right?
Right.
For whether it's, I'm going to go there because, you know, I love bringing in real life, whether it's
your quarterback or whether it's your partner, right? Would you want somebody to say that your partner is a game manager? Right?
I wouldn't even know what that means.
Hey, yeah, your partner is about
a life manager. Yeah, she's like
level.
I'm the game manager. Out of
you
us
called
two.
yourself a game manager?
Yes.
If
I'm the
somebody
game
said,
manager.
yeah, your husband or wife, is the Brock Purdy of husband and wife.
Then that's great, right?
That's why I think he's better than a game manager, because would you feel the same if somebody said your husband or wife is the Alex Smith of husband and wives?
Dude, Alex Smith's
feels really
leg
mediocre.
almost rotted off, and he came back. So he's a hero.
Okay.
But
you wouldn't be juiced.
I would not be juiced. Definitely not.
No.
I would not be.
That's the
What
line now.
it's like, do you want to be married to an Alex Smith type? Is that kind of what you're asking?
No.
No,
What I'm
I
asking
think he's
is what
saying
I'm
like
asking.
on the scale of partners, you're an Alex Smith.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So like Tom Brady's the best.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or Patrick
Or
Mahomes.
Patrick
One of
Mahomes
those
or
two.
Tom Brady's
Joe
got-
Montana.
I'll take
you have
that,
the Joe. Everybody would. So what is the line? You know what I mean? Oh, you have the. Yeah.
At
your
what
wife
point
is
does it become an
Brock-
insult?
Kayla Jennings is the Joe Montana of my life.
Wow.
I'll say that.
I
There
hope
you
she's
go.
listening. I hope she
There you
hears
go.
this.
That's
You can
adorable.
cut that and play it for
Yeah.
her.
Oh, you know I'm going to.
Where does this get disrespectful? Well, I mean, what about Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I mean that.
I think
feels-
you'd be okay. You're like, yeah, cool, thank you.
Yeah. It's
Could be
definitely
worse.
not a compliment for sure.
But it's not a compliment.
It's starting to feel like less of
now
a
let's
compliment.
keep going.
As I said, like calling someone a game manager isn't an insult.
It kind
when
of
you put it like
is.
that, it's kind of starting to feel like
Drew Brees.
That's not an
no, that's
No.
definitely
That's the
not
Hall
an
of
insult.
Famer.
That's the
Jameis
NFL's
Winston.
leading all-time passer.
That's
Jameis
a crazy.
Winston.
That's a
That means you
crazy-
got some highs and you
Yeah.
definitely got
Yeah.
some
the
lows.
highs
that
are
just
the
as low
highs
as
are
the highs.
40, 50-yard touchdown pass. The lows are 3 pick sixes in
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yep. Those are pretty low lows.
I don't know.
I would
what to do
definitely
with
not
Jameis
want to be the
Winston.
Jameis Winston.
But I don't think I would want
At
to.
least the
eating
Brock, you're not
W's.
turning it over, you know? The Brock feels good because
Brock
it's like,
feels good.
it's like, hey, yeah, I'm doing good. And people, I would say I'm better than the average
Yeah,
bloke. And
that's right.
I'm not making big mistakes either.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I can live with that.
Mhm.
Of course, there can only be a handful of Tom Brady's and Joe Montanas, and I can aspire to be that one day. But
and that is
and
why,
only in my second year.
But now,
too?
okay,
Come
now
on.
from doing this exercise, do you still think Brock Purdy is a game manager?
Yes, because I think game
How?
manager is a style of play. I do. Like I don't think game manager means that you're an average quarterback. Like I don't think that's exactly what it has to be. I just think that it is like you're not really a big risk, like a gunslinger. Gunslinger doesn't have to mean that you're good.
No, it definitely
There's Brett
doesn't.
Favre gunslinger, and then there's like Johnny Manziel gunslinger.
Hey,
he's a and so
gunslinger.
I think you can be a
Jay
good
Cutler.
version of a game manager,
Yeah.
but you can also be, I don't know, who's Zach
Mullins.
Wilson.
Hey,
Nick
your-
Mullins, exactly.
Your partnership
Exactly.
is about Nick Mullins level.
Exactly. And I would say that's on the
Then I'd have to
definite
fight you.
below average
Then
level
I'd
of
probably
game
have to
manager. I
fight
think
you.
that there's scales to it, as everything, as we like to say. There's levels to this, and I think Brock is just on the highest or on an incredibly high level of game management.
Okay.
Like if you watch Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy play a football game, it's going to look different. I mean, like that,
Yeah.
I think that's, and I think you could argue maybe the game manager needs, like, is Jalen Hurts a game manager?
That's a great question.
I think maybe that's the problem, is that we don't bunch enough people into the game manager.
Right. Most QBs
dialogue.
are. How about that?
Exactly.
Most QBs are.
There's a handful that aren't.
Gotta get
And that's
to
what
a
makes
break.
them special.
When we get back, 916. This is from the 916. Is Brock Purdy a system QB, game manager, or is he elite? Who cares? Why
Yes.
do we need a label
Yeah.
on winning QBs?
Totally.
Come on, man.
Agreed.
Nick from the know. Thank you, Nick. It
Yeah.
feels like to me a lot of, and I don't know if a lot is the right term, but there are Niner fans that really do care.
They do.
But
They definitely
maybe-
do. But
maybe I'm
should it and
overstating
does
it.
it matter? I think
It doesn't matter.
Is what Nick
When
is
people
getting
are
at
at
there.
the parade, right? When the Niners win, they're
Exactly.
not going to say, Brock Purdy's disrespected, though.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, it would feel so
This
much
Super
better.
Bowl's cool, but yeah,
Well,
exactly.
It might actually get worse.
Yes.
Yeah,
People
it's actually
are
gonna get
it's
worse.
going to get way worse. I wish the social media era was around during like the Dilfer era
Right.
and that Tampa Bay team. Like, what would people be saying then?
By the way, people hate Cam Newton so much.
I had somebody respond.
He's back.
I'm back. I had somebody respond to the tweet saying, "Well, who did Trent Dilfer have when he took his team to the NFL?" That's how much people
to the Super Bowl.
That's how much people hate Cam Newton. They're taking
not
Trent
the same
Dilfer
level
over
at
Cam
all.
Newton.
That's not the same level.
Yeah, I'm not doing
It's
that.
insanity. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, Kevin Huerter. Is he back on the Huerter hot seat? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The 49ers have secured their playoff berth, and now they chase the NFC's top seed.
Purdy out of the shotgun, looks left, throws end zone. Caught! George Kittle in the back of the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Check out all the 49ers games with Greg Papa and Tim Ryan.
On your home for the playoff-bound 49ers. Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Gibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Giannis, Draymond, the Kings, Brock Purdy.
Brack
Purdy, as Cam Newton says. Stiles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m.
Tagovailoa. Yeah, he did let that one slide in there.
It was just less egregious.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a tougher name.
Right. So it's a little more understandable.
Yeah.
To just kind of.
Lackadaisical. What is it?
Lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical.
And to be fair, somebody called us out in the Sac chat yesterday. We also didn't pronounce it correctly. Besides Nate, I added a lackadaisical.
Almost like LAX, like lax.
Yes.
Lackadaisical.
I think that's probably why people do it, to be honest.
It's a Berenstein Bears.
Things are lax.
Yes.
And you think lackadaisical, but it is lackadaisical.
It's a, what's that theory?
I want to give kudos
not
to
the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I want to give kudos to Zion for giving it a go.
Yeah.
He definitely went for it.
You got to be sure before you premiere.
Dude, he's coming off a game. He just ate a table.
He ate a
table. Give him a break.
Chefs are hitting his phone up.
But yeah, I mean, I keep bringing this up in the pre-show.
They're looking for him.
But
like Law and Order.
Garnett's was way worse.
Yeah.
Garnett's was so
you got to find it. You can't just say that.
Well, fine. I'll get
find
it.
And we'll get
I'll
back
find
to
him
it.
like every chef's trying to find Zion.
Come on. Leave Zion alone.
And every SF bouncer's trying to find Draymond.
Oh, my
come
goodness.
on.
Leave him alone.
Word is out.
The word is out.
Video game
That
makers.
brother needs some help.
Yeah. Video game makers are looking for Draymond. 916-339-1140. Your calls, your texts are all brought to us by the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And we asked the question, is Kevin Huerter now back on the hot seat? Some pretty interesting numbers. And just these last 3 games have not been kind to Kevin Huerter. Last game, he scored 3 points. Against the Nets, he scored 6 points. And against the Suns, I had to double check with Chris that he was available the whole game.
Yeah.
Against the Suns, Kevin Huerter scored 1 point.
Not great.
Are you worried about Kevin Huerter? I know you have more of a breakdown since he came back from that fingy injury.
The fingy, yes. His last 3 games, I'm looking, hasn't been great at all. He's 3 of 18 from the field, just from the field in his last 3 games. Looking from 3, he is 3 of 12. From 3 in that time frame as well. Since coming back from injury, it's been 10 games now since he missed that Dallas game that the Kings won by 16. It's been 10 games since Kevin Huerter came back. He's averaging 9.5 points per game on 40% from the field, 35% from three. It's a little bit reminiscent to his first couple of games of the season. Looking at here, it took him really 6 games to get going before he kind of got hot. He was on that Huerter heater, if you will, for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then as you mentioned, got hurt and just hasn't looked the same since. I don't know. It's starting to feel like, Malik Monk's playing a little bit better. And I've definitely, I raised my skepticism yesterday on even if Mike Brown were to have the confidence or not confidence, but would have the notion to put Malik in that starting lineup. I've got some questions about it, but man, I don't know. If Kevin Huerter is not going to be knocking down shots, which is the reason why he's out there on the floor, does make you wonder, you're paying him $15 million a year. That's a really good contract. Like you said earlier, if you wanted to pair that with Harrison Barnes, maybe you can get something else. You might be able to survive without a Kevin Huerter on this roster if it means that you're improving at another spot. So I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm actively putting him on the trade block, but I think this up and down season has definitely shown that, maybe he's a little bit more expendable than what I would have previously thought.
You know what's interesting, as you hear the term shooters shoot, right?
Absolutely.
And
shoot through slumps.
And it's very obvious that if you just look at the numbers, that if he has gotten it's almost as if he starts out hot, it kind of sets the tone.
Yep.
Because the way, and we would have to do a deeper dive, but how I'm imagining this happen is he makes his first couple shots, and because I think sometimes he almost isn't getting looks because he's not really going to create for himself.
No, he's not creating for himself.
Because every time he's in double digits, right, he's never inefficient, because the only time he's in double digits is when he shoots to double digits. So it does match.
Yeah.
So these last 3 games, he never eclipses 8 field goals. And that was last game where I think people were just kind of chucking things
absolutely.
up. And so he got to 8, which was inefficient. He was 1 for 3. But it's almost as if, he can't. There are just some games where, okay, Kevin's going, so let's make him go.
Yeah.
Are they replacing his spot in the offense with Keegan? I don't know, but it feels like he should be getting a similar amount of shots every game, and whether you make them or not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
While he's getting more shots, it's clear that he's either taking more shots after he's hit some, or he's getting featured more if he hits some. It's not a blanket statement to where he's always getting opportunities. If he does not start out hot, it's either on him or it's on the offense for no longer looking for him. And it's really, how many times has it been Kevin Huerter gets hot in the second half? If he's done,
if he's not done, he's going. And that's kind of funny enough. That's been kind of the story of the Kings as well. And I don't think that's a coincidence. It's like, the Kings, with how reliant and one-dimensional, if you will, they've been with the three-point shooting, it feels like even during the games, it doesn't matter if they're not hitting. They're still taking them, but it's not just Kevin who's taking them. Clearly, excuse me. It feels like, I don't know. I don't know if this is just the nature of shooters, because we've seen Kevin Huerter last year go through these ups and downs, but it just felt like at least last year the ups lasted a little bit longer than, like I said, the week and a half that it felt like he had it going, and it felt like the lows weren't week to 2 week long lows either. Yeah. So clearly something isn't clicking. And now the funny thing is, you mentioned it to me before the break. The biggest difference in the past week has been his minutes are starting to get affected. Like you said before, up until really the past couple games, he was still getting to that 28 to 30 minute mark. These past 3 games, he's clocked 16 minutes, 17 minutes, and then 16 minutes last night. Again, that's telling me that Mike Brown is no longer, Steve Kerr has talked a lot about the leash that he's given Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson, just because he believes in their talent and knows that at some point, or hopes at some point, they're going to turn around. And now Steve Kerr even got to the point where he's benching those guys. I think Mike Brown has a very similar story when it comes to Kevin Huerter, to where it's like, I've given this guy tons of opportunity. I gave him a leash. We're now 22 games into the season. He's played 21 of them. I gotta start taking his minutes here because clearly, like you said, it's pretty obvious that it's either he's got it or he doesn't. And if he doesn't have it on a night, I can't just leave him out there and hope that it's going to turn around, especially when, in theory, we have a deep bench or guys that we can at least look at to go to that could fill a similar role to what he's doing out there.
Yeah, and you know what you are wanting to get from Kevin Huerter, whether you're going to get it or not, as we see on the text line from the 916. We need to get Kayvon back. Yeah, Kayvon has not shown up since it looks like the Nuggets. He had 16 against the Nuggets. That was the last time Kayvon had showed up, and he played really well against the Warriors. He had 21 against the Warriors. And I want to ask Coach this question tonight, but I can already imagine what the answer will be as far as offense. I've asked him a similar question when it comes to Sabonis when he was facing off against the Warriors. And the answer is always going to be, it's all within the offense. Yeah. He's going to get his looks. But, and, I'm not going to try to get too deep here with Coach Mike Brown in the press conference. But, yeah, I think that there is something to be said that his minutes. Here's my question, Chris. In a game where you're getting blown out, are you surprised that maybe Kevin Huerter didn't stay in longer against the Clippers to maybe get going?
Try and find a shot. I mean, that's interesting for sure. I mean, you could argue maybe, that would have been a decent idea, get him going a little bit in a game where you consider it already over. But, it's, that's sure. Yeah. I mean, maybe he
could like that.
No, it's not that I don't like it. I do like it. I do think that there's value in it, but there is also sometimes it's just like, you just got to chuck the game up as a loss. And it felt like that Clipper game was just lost. And it, I think if anything, it was a white flag statement, and, you're just trying to get out of there with no injuries at that point in the game. So I don't know if that would have been the game for it, but I think we are getting to the point where, if the Kings are getting blown out, Kevin Huerter, you brought it to my attention as well. He's not even finishing games anymore. Like, there is the cliche of, it doesn't matter who starts, it's who finishes. And sometimes Kevin would, if he's playing well enough, he'll get into that final rotation. They'll throw him in there with Malik, but now it's to the point where he's not getting that benefit of the doubt. And if he doesn't have it going, he's not going to finish the game. So I think that's really an interesting thing to kind of watch as well. Is Malik seems to kind of be firmly in that closing rotation, and I don't think anybody has any problem with that. I think really it becomes a question every night of, is it going to be Harrison Barnes or is it Kevin Huerter that you put into that closing lineup? And for better or worse, no matter what a large portion of Kings fans think, I think Mike Brown just feels a little bit more solid by having Harrison Barnes in there. But I think Kevin Huerter's more than capable of earning that spot. He's just has to be hitting his shots, unfortunately, because he's rebounding better this year than he has in the past. But if he's not knocking down his 3-point shot, he's not really impacting the game in the way that the Kings need him to.
Yeah, and I'm looking here. I was just confirming something. So Keon Ellis entered the game for Malik Monk with 8:45 left in the game, right? And at that point, it was 105 to 73. And then you have Kevin Huerter, as I'm checking right now. Kevin Huerter, okay? Kevin Huerter didn't play in the fourth. And Kevin Huerter didn't see, and maybe at that point you're thinking, so Kevin Huerter comes out of the game and it's 81 to 55 with 5 minutes left in the third. Malik Monk is more important to this team right now than Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
I don't think that in garbage time, I don't want to see Malik Monk.
I mean, he wasn't in garbage time. If he checked out with like 8 minutes to go, that's probably around the time where they waved the white flag. Like,
keep Kevin in there.
I mean, what? They threw Duarte. I mean, Jordan Ford got minutes. Like, I think it was past the point of any legitimate players getting out there just for the sake of him knocking down shots and then not playing until Thursday. Like, that's where I was like, I don't know if putting him in at the end of the game really gets him in rhythm for a game that's 2 days later. I kind of feel like at that point, it's like, just get him out the game. If you're worried about him getting into a rhythm, have him take 1,000 shots after that game's over, and then at shoot around on Wednesday, make sure he's locked in, and then today, this morning, make sure he's locked in too. I think that does you more good than trying to get him in rhythm at the end of that game. Just for that specific case. I think as we've seen with guys like Keon Ellis, there is value in checking in at the end of the game just for the sake. I mean, Keegan did it in the playoffs as well. Like, there is value in that 100%. I'm not poo-pooing that idea. I just don't know if that specific scenario was the right one.
You see it a lot in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and then it kind of
absolutely.
turns into a thing, which it's not. I don't think it's a thing yet.
Right.
I think Kevin Huerter has been flying under the radar.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But
one's. Yeah.
These minutes diminishing, and Michael say, well,
That's how coaches talk.
Right.
That's how coaches make statements.
Exactly.
Is by minutes.
You're saying it without saying it. All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, where would you rank Coach Mike Brown compared to other coaches? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers have owned the NFC West this season, and they look to take out their division rival Arizona on Sunday.
It's an end around to Deebo Samuel coming right, turns the corner, and goes into the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
The 49ers and Cardinals, Sunday at 1 from Arizona on your home for 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And if you need a little more pep in your step, get yourself a refreshing Peppermint Frosty Cream Cold Brew. Or you can give it to your mom. Whatever.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
It's Carmichael Day with a Fire Wings announcement. The Florin Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from in the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Kings are going to get it done against the Thunder. We shall see which Kings team will show up. Really is the biggest question. And does the ball go in the basket? That's how you know whether the Kings will win or not. For most teams, but really for the Kings and Coach Mike Brown, reigning Coach of the Year.
Unanimous.
And, you know, he makes some decisions, and I feel like the media is pretty nice to Coach Mike Brown. But
right now, for sure.
When you bring a team to the playoffs that hasn't been to the playoffs in a very long time,
that'll get you some favor.
That is going to get you a good bit of time here. Yeah. Now, when that time starts to change, we shall see.
It'll happen eventually.
It'll happen eventually.
Happens to everybody.
Even right now, right, the Kings are still above average. So no need to come down his road. But when you dig more into the nook and cranny of it, and you see blowouts, 7 of their 9 losses have been blowouts of 18 or more, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. So I ask you.
And that is a coaching problem too.
I would say so.
Seems to be an indication of some form or version of your team isn't properly prepared.
It's not. In some way.
Definitely the players' effort plays a factor into it. But if you're getting killed, like you said, 7 out of 9 games, some of that has to be preparation.
It's bizarre. I think it's a little bit bizarre. So you have a ranking from the beginning of the year of where Coach Mike Brown sits compared to everybody else.
Yes, this is from Complex Sports. And, you know, everybody's got their own list and agendas and what they feel like is important in coaching and all that. But this is just a rough outlook of how maybe the national or the outside perspective of NBA coach ranks go. Should we start at number 1 or should we start at number 10?
Let's start at number 1.
All right, let's start at number 1.
10?
No,
let's start at number 10.
Okay, let's start at number 10.
Thank you, Nate.
Okay. Number 10 on this list, and I ask for a very specific question because number 10 is Mike Brown.
That's why I
on
wanted
this
to
list.
start.
Yeah, that's and I think it's interesting. I kind of think, and this is again taken after last year, so there's a lot of feelings of, this guy just brought the Kings to the playoffs first time in 16 years. I actually kind of feel like he's higher on this list, especially looking at the other names above him, which I just list now since we don't really care about everybody else's position. There's Taylor Jenkins of the Memphis Grizzlies, who I guarantee if you were to do this now, he'd probably not be in here. But
no way.
I will also say the Minnesota Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch not included in this list. So if you just want to sub one for the other, one was the hot team of the past 2 years, and the Grizzlies now seems to be the Timberwolves era, or I shouldn't call it an era yet.
There you go.
So throw Chris Finch in there. They've got at number 8, Quinn Snyder, who feels like he's still riding a little bit of the smoke off of his Utah Jazz years, which fantastic coach. But I just think the thing, especially when you're talking about ranking coaches, you do got to take current performance into effect. Now, if we're doing all-time legacy, of course, like a guy like Greg Popovich is going to be number 1 on this list. But if we're talking right here, right now, the coaching job that you're currently doing with your current situation, I don't think Quinn Snyder's a top 10 coach right now. I think again, that's kind of really leaning off of his past success. Monty Williams, number 7. This was probably written immediately after Monty Williams signed that huge contract. Monty's a great coach. I think he did wonderful things in Phoenix, got dealt an almost impossible hand in Detroit, but at the same time, losing 21 games in a row,
they cashed him out.
That's not just bad players. I think your coach. You should probably be able to squeeze a couple more wins.
And they're not happy with his Javen Ivey. Can't get off the bench. And
personal,
which is bizarre.
Personal.
Monty, really? He can't get off the bench. And you can't win a game. That makes no sense.
And he's a second-year player.
He can't be much worse than that.
And you're playing Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman. Okay, I think there's room for development.
What does that practice look like? It's got to be bad.
It can't be good. It's definitely like, I have no idea. I would assume that it's at that point you've lost 21 straight. You got to just start teaching fundamentals at that. Like you're doing it from the ground up at that. Now, I'm not saying here's how to do a bounce pass and a chest pass, but I think at that point you really are telling guys. Like you're just hammering the importance of the small things like boxing out and finishing possessions and
layup lines.
Probably not layup lines, but probably not far off layup lines. Let's finish up this list. Nick Nurse, Greg Popovich, Ty Lue, Mike Malone, Steve Kerr, and Eric Spoelstra.
Like, why is Greg Popovich there?
That's a legacy thing, and I think we'll see how much or how quick they rebuild with Wemby, but he kept them slightly afloat when they had guys like DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. But that's a legacy vote for sure. I think if we were doing like a current standings of NBA coaches, you have to put Eric Spoelstra up there. With what he did with Miami last year, and even this year, Miami looks great. Jaime Jaquez looks like he's ready to make an impact on that team immediately already. You got to put Steve Kerr in there, unfortunately. Like, even though that Warrior team is struggling, you got to say he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. Mark Daigneault of the Thunder, absolutely have to put him up there. Again, Chris Finch is somebody you got to put up there. Mike Malone absolutely is at the top of that list. But I feel like Mike Brown is kind of on that next tier of guys where he's with the Ty Lues, he's with I would say Mark Daigneault's probably more in that grouping of guys, but Mike Brown is undoubtedly, and even this list can't deny, he's a top 10 coach in the NBA, which I don't know if the Kings have had since Rick Allen. Well, I guess probably since Mike Malone.
10 feels maybe a little bit low for Mike Brown, but top 5 would feel too high.
Top 5.
So I think I'm good with it, and we'll see. I think some of the guys in front of him wouldn't be in front of him.
I love
Nick
Nurse. I think Nick Nurse is a great coach.
Yeah.
He's up there for sure.
Yeah, they lose James Harden, and you still got Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey stepping up. So, all right, got to get to a break. When we get back, Nate has the sound from Zion Williamson and also Kevin Garnett. And we also have our dog segment sponsored by nobody yet, but could be sponsored by you. Call Nate to be a part of this.
Potential investors. Possibly
be sponsoring the dog segment. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and mostly cloudy skies today with the high thin clouds overhead. Temperatures warming into the upper 50s to lower 60s with winds anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Winter's coming, so let's kick off the cold season right and get your heater all tuned up. Now just $79. No matter how cold it gets outside, you'll always be warm and toasty inside. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now, there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
God, I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays. Ooma. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
It's the season of performance event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hold on to your Santa hats because Elk Grove Kia is turning up the holiday heat with deals that'll leave you saying no money down. This Christmas, keep your wallet at home because Elk Grove Kia is making your dreams come true with 0 down payment. That's right, absolutely nothing out of your pocket to drive home in a brand new Kia today. Or if you're ready to slay the season in style, picture this: the award-winning 2024 Kia Telluride S all-wheel drive, the hottest sled in town, for just $439 per month plus tax. You heard it right, only $439. So whether it's the sleek 2024 Kia Telluride or the no money down offer, Elk Grove Kia says 0 hassles and 0 worries. ElkGroveKia.com. Qualified applicant, 0 down, example stock number GK913348 monthly, 0 down, model number C3422, right 24 monthly, 439 plus tax, 44.95, dual standing, social security, plus residual, 33,352, and year lease, GK9143, expired 12.
Elk Grove Kia.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a farm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Amazon will be delivering packages to your house. Let Amazon deliver customers to your business. If that sounds good and you want more in 2024, simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Got our dog segment coming up. Not trying to be lackadaisical. We have that sound. We have Kevin Garnett. Which one is worse? And by the way, before we play this sound, the only reason I feel comfortable, joking about how something gets pronounced is because of the job that we do. And yes. I would hope Nate and Simone and all of our producers, when I mess up or when you mess up, cut what we mess up and replay it. And they do. That's the only reason, right? As a public speaker, I would joke about this because I like when people joke me when I get caught up on stuff. But let's go to Ken, who's been waiting through the break. 916-339-1140. Ken wants to be a part of the conversation. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What's up, Ken? What you got for us?
Oh, what it do, fellas, man? You're always a pleasure to listen to, man, every afternoon, Monday through Friday, man. It's always good to hear the information that you swing out.
Thank you, sir. Nate, cut that. Nate, cut that. What's up, Ken?
Hey, Kevin Huerter, man, I just think he's mentally done, man. Since the All-Star break, him making since the three-point contest, him making 2 shots out of 20 or whatever it was.
Interesting.
So he's gotten worse, man. And what's happening is that he's getting deeper and deeper into this mental process of him making a shot. So he's not naturally shooting that shot. And the more he misses, and the more he doesn't, and he's not successful. Hey, man, it gets worse for Huerter. I just watched him decline. Yeah, I don't think there's no upside to Kevin Huerter. Real talk. I'll try to give him a shot, when watching him, some games, but he's just falling off. And then Mike Brown sees it. 16 minutes, and you normally play 30. Hey, I'm not the only one that sees it, man. But I wanted him to do well coming from the ATL, but he's in his head now. You already know in sports, once you get it in your head and you hear all the chatter from 1140, you hear the chatter from ESPN, you hear the chatter from NBA TV, man, you're not the player that you used to be. And then the more you fail, the more you're successful. So I don't think he's going to get out that rut. I think we should trade him and Barnes, get him up out of here, and put Monk in the starting lineup. And K-Dub is out.
That's a great call, Ken. Thank you for that. Yeah, I love going to the whole sports psychology piece of this. And we have the 916 on the text line saying we can't lose Malik Spark off the bench. So I think it is a really good conversation on where should things move, because Kevin Huerter, we thought he powered through. Unfortunately, sometimes injuries happen and it's tough to get back off the horse or on the horse because at the beginning of the season, he was going from struggling in the playoffs. It leaked into this season. He powers through. He gets on the heater. Then he injures his finger. Yeah. And ever since injuring his finger, he hasn't really been the same guy, which is unfortunate. And he's had a couple games here or there where he's looked good, like we said, had 21 against the Warriors, 16 a couple games ago. But it's getting to the point now where, as hard as he tries on defense, I mean, let's just keep it all the way 1,000. Do you really want to see Kevin Huerter instead of Sasha Vezenkov at this point? Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting for sure. Because it does bring up the question, if Kevin's not hitting the three, what is he bringing you on the floor? And I think that's where I hear the what is Kevin Huerter's upside, because it really does feel like a lot of the time, if he's not hitting that shot, he's just kind of out there, especially to close out games. Like you can't put the ball in his hands really to create offense. Defensively, he's good at getting deflections, but he's not really great at the point of attack defense. So, I mean, it it makes you wonder, like a guy like Sasha, you feel like has a little bit more room to grow. I don't know if it's a 1-for-1 swap of his minutes go for him, but it does bring up the question of, are you maximizing everything that this team has by continuing to roll out Kevin Huerter? I don't know. I think that Huerter still is a massive part of this offense, because if Kevin Huerter, who has made shots his entire life up until this point, if he can start hitting them again, like we've seen what this Kings team looks like when they hit their shots, they look great. They look like one of the best teams in the NBA. And so I think that's kind of the great white whale, if you will, where the Kings are just looking at that and they say, he's not shooting well right now, but if he can just get to that spot, if he can get to what the guy that he looked like at points last year or when he's at his best, this team goes to a completely different level. And I think that they just kind of see that and hope that, this is a guy who's still young in his career. Kevin Huerter's 25 years old. We can't forget that. Like, he's still got a lot of room to grow himself, whether it doesn't even have to be scoring more points. It could just be becoming more efficient at getting the same amount of points. I just think it's still a little bit early in his career to just kind of give up on him in total. I think that there's still something there, and judging him at his worst
up on him.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're giving up on him. I don't know that Kevin Huerter.
People are saying to ship him off. I mean, that
you have to if you want to talk about trades. He has to be a part of that conversation.
I mean, if you're looking for a big fish, I mean, if you're going to have to get an OG and a newbie, then you're probably going to have to throw a Huerter salary.
I'm going to be honest with you, Chris, as I always am.
I would hope so.
I don't know that Kevin Huerter is a starter on a championship team. I don't know. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying I don't know.
Yeah. I think he could be. I definitely think he could.
I don't know.
I don't see why he couldn't be. I don't think like he's that big of a liability anywhere. I think it's.
No, I don't think
it's
he.
just.
I don't think he is either. But I think that my first question, if somebody were to say, I think Kevin Huerter could be a starter on a championship team, my first question would be, well, who are the other starters?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, right? 100%. And
I think that's
for sure.
I think that's where I'm at with this right now. And between Huerter and Harrison Barnes, and any way you split it, these guys, right? There's so much on the De'Aaron Foxes and the Sabonis's to carry. That's why I would say, and that's why we're having the conversations about Pascal and OG.
Right.
You got to get everybody to elevate, unless you're just, and you have two really good players, but is it enough? Let's go to Chris quickly before we go to Dog. Chris, you got about 30 seconds before we go to our Dog segment, 916-339-1140. What's up, Chris? What you got for us?
Hey, speaking of dogs, I think we need more, man. I've just noticed a lot recently, especially Huerter. He will get into the paint. He has that 10 to 15-foot little floater jumper, and then turn around and kick it back out for a three, man. I know I got a short time, but I just want to say we need to be more aggressive within the paint. Not even saying if our shots aren't falling, but go get somebody that's going to take that and be aggressive. So love you guys. Keep going, doing what you're doing. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, Chris. Yeah, cut that as well, Nate. Yeah, Chris says great name for Chris. Thank you for that call. And who is it then, right? And Huerter can get that floater going. Huerter can get the floater going, right? That if he can continue to do that, then you got action. But just playing hot potato until somebody shoots a three, it's not always going to work. All right, let's go to our Dog segment. It'll be a quicker Dog segment here. I will start today, and I picked Huerter, and he didn't do anything, so I'm done with Huerter.
Yeah, you should be done with it.
I'm trying to help the team out here. Yeah. And now I feel like I don't want to pick it. I don't even want to partake in this. But actually, the last time I was hot was Harrison Barnes, but I won't go with Harrison. I'm going to go with, it's been a while since I picked my boy. We'll talk about the growth, even more about the growth of Keegan Murray tomorrow, as we have the crosstalk coming up here in just a few moments. Keegan Murray. There you go. I got Keegan Murray tonight.
I'm not even joking. That was going to be my pick as well. Last time when they played OKC, Keegan had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 offensive rebounds. They need him. They need him to be big. I mean, OKC really doesn't present too many of those long, versatile wings that we like to talk about a lot. They have Jalen Williams, who I'm a fan of. But besides that, I mean, they have big guards, but they really don't have big forwards. Tonight's a night for Keegan to kind of throw his weight around. He's been playing with a lot of big guys, so I would hope that going against OKC in a weird way might feel easier for him because he doesn't have to deal with that length. So Kings need Keegan to step up and give them the forward advantage tonight for once.
So you're going Keegan too?
I'm going Keegan as well.
Wow, doubling up. Nate, who you got? Who's your dog?
I'm going Keon.
I thought you were going to
yeah, no. Keon. I'm going with Keon, dude.
Okay.
I know it gets dicey with the whole contract situation. You know what? He can play 50 games, right? Before he gets a full contract. But even then, if he has a full contract, he can only play so many still, right?
No, if he has a full contract, he's totally good. They can play him as much as he wants, and he's just on the roster.
Yeah, I know there's stipulations everywhere, but Keon's my guy.
Keon's your guy. Need the length today. SGA, as you said, the big guards that the Thunder have. So there you go, real quick from the Sack Chat. Manny Too Legit's got Keegan. Dwayne Baker has Fox because it will be a Kentucky battle. I like that one, Dwayne Baker. So there you go. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, crossover with the Drive Guys. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and all NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136138.
Hey, it's Deuce and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, Has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis? Maybe needs an energy boost or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle? A Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee. It's our way of giving back and making a difference in the lives of local children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves. All toys will benefit Children's Hope, a wonderful local foster charity right here in Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530-GOOD-AIR to schedule your appointment, or book online at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Happy holidays from the Good Guys family. License number 1057-618.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports' IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com and sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's film at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports. 15 more minutes with you before we hand it over to the drive guys, and that is who we are joined by right now, Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper. How are you two doing at Golden One? How's it feeling out there?
Drapes is back. I'm back, man. Still not 100%, though. You know, my normal gusto won't be there for the full 3.5 hours or whatever, but 80% of Drapes is better than a lot of people, right?
That's right, than a lot of people.
There you go.
Yeah. You guys just talk about the dog of the day. See, he's like a dog. Some people, no, I'm going to stay in bed. But he's got a lot of dog.
I might have to change my vote. Yeah, I might have to change my vote to Drapes tonight for the dog of the game.
Goal. Sure. Appreciate that.
And you have really an injured team right now here at Sactown Sports, because you have Dave coming off the IR. He had to do a remote. Simone is raising her hand. She's coming off the disabled list as well. And Draper. So hopefully we can get healthy before this run. We got the Suns, the Timberwolves, the Celtics coming up. Guys, we got to get healthy.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking you guys should do too, talking about dogs. And you're right. Hopefully everybody gets healthy for the holidays and ho, ho, ho. But you should come up with your own analytics acronym, whatever DOG is. And you could have your own. Yeah. Like, hey, this guy had 2 steals. That's 2 dog points or something. So when you pick
quantify, right?
Yeah, who was the dog of the game? You'd actually have your formula, and you can have that. That's yours if you want that. So that's your.
Oh, you helping those guys?
Wow.
If they want
free
it,
game right
yeah,
there.
No, thank you, Whitey. Yeah, because right now sometimes we go based on offense. Yeah. It's just the eye test, like game manager, being the eye test. Not sure if you guys heard this conversation earlier, but I think that you will have some interesting things to say before we get to our Kings talk. Cam Newton has made a lot of waves, as he did a lot when he was a player, but now as a podcaster, calling Brock Purdy as well as Dak Prescott and Tua game managers. Let's focus on Brock Purdy. I was telling Chris that in a long-winded way, I would call Brock Purdy a game manager plus, if that's possible. But if you're not able to, and you simply have to say yes or no to Brock being a game manager, or I guess the other thing would be elite, right? Is Brock Purdy a game manager?
So is that our only 2 options, game manager and elite?
I think so. That? I don't know, right? I have no clue. I don't.
I'm a lean toward, if I had to lean toward one, I would say game manager.
Yeah.
And this is not a knock on him. It's just that in the tightest of moments, we haven't seen him go out there and have to win a game. And so you're only giving me 2 options. To me, the elite is the Montanas of the world, lead you on a 2-minute drive, the Patrick Mahomes of the world. Like that's that level. And the rest, to Cam Newton's point, he put a lot of quarterbacks in that game manager, a lot of quarterbacks.
That's what Chris said.
MVP right now. So I don't know if that's necessarily as big of a knock as it is. If we're only choosing between elite and game manager, I would say game manager.
Yeah.
To me, he's elite, but he hasn't had a chance to conclusively prove that yet. So I understand why some people would say, oh, not yet. I think he can prove it, but he hasn't, in all fairness. Mike Sando today revisited his quarterback years, and the way he broke it down, I thought was brilliant. And he says some evaluators look at it this way. There are some guys like Manning and Brady. There aren't a lot of guys like those. But when the other team knows that they're throwing every down, they're like, uh-oh, we got a problem. There are still other guys, mostly everybody else, who teams are trying to stop the run so they can put the quarterback in that situation where, okay, now he's got to throw every down. I think Brock is still one of those guys. I think eventually, if given the chance, I think he'll prove that you don't want to mess with him that way. But let's be honest, he hasn't had to prove that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a great point, and that makes me think of. I mean, it feels like he's not quite there yet because, to Alan pointed it out, like in the Eagles game, it felt like they tried to establish, okay, Brock is going to beat you with his arm today, and then the first two drives kind of stalled out, and they kind of had to get into the offense a little. So it is interesting, and I haven't heard anybody phrase it the way Whitey did, but I do think that's interesting. That I think there's a lot of people out there who believe Brock is an elite guy. He just hasn't quite had the opportunity to show it. And I think it's interesting. Drapes brings up the 2-minute thing. I do wonder if that's the kind of thing that it would take for Brock to get thrown more into or out of the game manager conversation is, hey man, when push comes to shove, you need to win a game. Go do a 2-minute drive. And sometimes you won't change people's opinion until you have like an actual moment like
right,
that.
Which isn't completely fair, but that's just
the reality.
He did do it at halftime when they were down against the Rams. He did do it at halftime, and I think it was a 99, 98-yard drive under 2 minutes and ended up scoring. So we'll see what happens with Brock as they get ready to power through and take on with the Cardinals, and hopefully they keep rolling. Guys, switching over to the Kings here before we hand the keys over to you. They're going to bounce back tonight because 7 out of 9 of their losses, they've lost by 18 or more. That's pretty bad. Okay, so which Kings are we getting tonight?
That's a great question. History suggests that we'll get a bounce back effort from the Sacramento Kings. I think 4 of their losses of 20 or more have been on the road. And so they've definitely been a better home team. Obviously, the last Clippers game here, withstanding. And so I think you'll get a better effort. Remember, we beat this team earlier this year with no De'Aaron Fox in this building. Now you get De'Aaron Fox back. And we know historically, too, De'Aaron Fox gets up to go against other star guards. And so that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander matchup tonight is going to be huge. And so I think, part of me is wishing this, hoping this, but I think we'll get a better effort than what we saw the other night in L.A.
Yeah, OKC appears pretty legit. Right now, they're top 10 in both offensive and defensive rating, but their schedule, still early enough in the year where that's a factor. Their schedule hasn't been that tough. But I wanted to ask my buddy Chris a question, if I may. Chris, do you think, as I do, this is my theory, you would know you're there. Do you think Allen did the whole game manager thing today and game manager plus just so he could do kind of a flex about, I go to Morton's and they know my name?
Look, don't start, Whitey. Don't start with me. And I'm glad. Look, and I'm glad.
It's a theory. It's a question.
No, and I'm glad.
You're just asking questions, Whitey.
I gotta hop in anyway and hand over the keys to you guys, the drive
I
guys.
can't answer.
And Draper and Chris can answer tomorrow, and Draper can answer when you guys come back and do your show. You got the drive guys up next with Whitey Gleason, and Kyle Draper is back. Thank you for listening to Stiles and Watkins. Until next time, which is tomorrow, secure the bag, light the beam.